We're back. Wrong tab. We're 8 hours into the story. There can't possibly be much longer left. I was told to be ready for 9 hours. So theoretically, we should have an hour left. But I like to read. And I like to commentate. And I like to postulate theories. So realistically, we might have 2 to 3 hours left. Ooh, treasure. I've already gotten distracted. Cast ripples and initiate the first gaze backwards. Okay, so it looks like we're going to go back in time to the beginning, bit by bit. Memory can.
No. How is this possible? Breathe.
So it's not going to be Fuli that stabilizes us. It's going to be her. And this is also going to explain why we saw Mem. All the way back at the beginning. We're finally getting answers to that.
Partner! No. I have to get you out of here first. Just hold on.
There's something unsettling about only having our feet in frame.
Remember? That pale dawn breaking through the endless night? The spear of strife nearly claimed her life.
Nearly, we did die.
And it was you. You, playing God, who cradled her body with your gentle gaze. Then, before Orynyx's altar,
Sky Father, are you watching? Orynyx.
even the Titan of Time mistook you for someone else. I never imagined there was a hidden truth behind our first meeting. The first time was also the last time I saw you, friend.
The ripples of causality spread. Look back to the moment we first met.
Ma'am. That melody from the memory. I've got it now.
Ooh, there's another chest over there.
And so, the miracle was able to slip away from death temporarily. I'll leave her.
You say temporarily, but we were like on Amphoreus for like 3 months.
She will keep her here, in the world of the living.
Cast ripples and initiate the second gaze backwards. We're gonna have to do like 13 of these. March!
Darn it! What are these things?
We didn't get to see this.
You're not taking me down. Not before I find a way to help her and Don Hung. If you've got a bone to pick, take it up with my six-phased ice. March wandered all across Amphoreus for 97 days straight, chasing one goal: to save her friends. And with her bow and arrows, she brought down every obstacle that stood in her way.
Seat cushion.
So that's how it happened. My skill with the bow. I owe it all to March.
Wait, so you learned how to use the bow from watching March? Remember the bow and arrows. Ooh, there's a bell.
What a sweet note. I've got it now. And so, in a memory from the past, you inherited March's mastery of the bow. And that arrow bearing golden flames will streak across the stars in the future, becoming a glimmer of hope for the
cosmos.
You okay?
Are you okay?
No worries. I'm just a little tired from all the walking.
You really need to work out more.
Oh. Black Swan and Himiko.
3 paths interweave and fetter Amphoreus.
Oh, this is where Black Swan detected the gaze of Fuli.
Ordinary path striders aren't known to leave traces in the mirror. So if what you said is true, then this isolated star system must be home to at least 3 beings comparable to emanators.
I would even go as far as to say, eons themselves.
To gain the favor of the stars for Amphoreus, the Remembrance sent a call for help to the cosmos. But the obstruction from the scepter was far too strong. Even the gods could do nothing more than send a fleeting mimetic being to someone who walked the same path.
Thankfully, Miss Black Swan caught that fleeting moment.
Light up the Garden of Recollection's mirror.
Though, that signal drew some unpleasant attention as well.
Looking back now, it was all worth it. The cosmos showed us a kinder face.
Thankfully, she has a different understanding of the Remembrance.
Oh, we're talking about Evernight now.
Miss Evernight once said that the Remembrance wasn't looking after Amphoreus, but rather scheming and preparing to devour the paths. Her deduction was perfectly logical, but she failed to account for what the humans in this story could achieve.
We didn't get to hear this line, but we did know that Black Swan didn't believe what Evernight said. And personally, I agree with Black Swan. I think Evernight's point of view is extremely biased and doesn't factor in a lot of variables.
Maybe I have a scheme of my own. A scheme that will bring happiness to everyone. Please keep helping them. And the others in the future too, Miss Black Swan.
You barely know who she is.
Looking back on the past really does wear down the mind.
Does it?
And wears out the body too.
Oh, there's some familiar faces.
You need to hold tight to this ceremonial blade. After I'm gone, it will take you back to the beginning of time. The start of a new story.
Make Philia playable.
I believe that in that story, or in countless stories...
How funny would it be if they, at some point in the future, make Philia playable as like a 4-star, and then we get small Cyrene as a 4-star?
Alongside the deliverer we once dreamed of as children, will reunite beneath a vast, endless sky.
While I was getting dinner, I was watching a video, actually, about how people debating on whether Hunt is actually the weakest path or not, and then it made me think, in Amphoreus, we only got one Hunt unit, and it was the collab unit, Archer. But it's revealed in, like, the As I've Written in, like, 3.3 that, like, a lot of the characters, like, Maide and whatnot, follow paths. Maide is supposed to be Hunt. And Hyacinth is supposed to be Preservation. Which makes me wonder, at what point in their development did they decide to change their kits so much that they don't even fit in those paths, that they had to put them on different paths? The only characters in Amphoreus that don't match their in-world path are the ones whose in-world path isn't currently playable. Like, there is no preservation, there is no permanence path. So, Dan Heng gets preservation. There is no beauty path that's playable, so Aglaya gets remembrance. There is no elation path playable, so Cypher got nihility for some reason. Because I guess I would have made her hunt, to be honest. Then she would have been too similar to Topaz, and they probably would have been an entire thing. But yeah, Tribby is supposed to be Harmony. They're a Harmony unit. Finon's supposed to be Destruction. They're a Destruction unit. Or Hatred, to be, is kind of vague. He could have been other paths. But Anaxa is supposed to be Erudition. He's an Erudition unit. Ceredra is a weird one, because the Order is consumed by the Harmony, and she's a Harmony unit. Electra, or Hysolins, whatever we're calling her, she's supposed to be a Nihility unit. She's a Nihility unit. She follows the path of Nihility. And it's true for so many of the Chrysosairs, but it's not true for specifically Maide and specifically Hyacinth. It's really weird. Hyacinth's supposed to be Preservation, and Maide's supposed to be Hunt. It's a really weird choice they went against for some reason, and I would like to hear the reasoning behind that.
If we can never break free from this prison, I will stand my ground. Until the day someone shatters this endless cycle and writes the final chapter of Amphoreus' fate.
In the blink of an eye, we have returned to the turning point of fate.
We've already gone 30 million cycles back. Wow, this is a long time ago.
With nothing but a fragile sliver of hope, we embraced 30 million cycles of futility and began the eternal recurrence. I still remember the first time I saw the god appear in a dream, looking at me from behind a thin veil of crystal. Back then, I wondered if they might be someone with ill intent. But now, I finally understand. She was always standing beside me, and she is so very beautiful.
Weave the dream of a god. There's a bell in every single one of these, or a wind chime, I guess I should be calling them, because they're specifically a type of bell.
Causality really is a force that cannot be stopped.
Says you.
Even if I wanted to leave a few more words for Cyrene, it seems I no longer can.
After all, you still have to leave behind your final consciousness and plant the very first seed.
I remember what you once said. When a god sheds a tear, the thing reflected in the ripples must be the most beautiful thing in the world. But do you know what Amphoreus saw when its heart was born? The first thing it saw was a name.
Peach. Parsing object information 093.
0, 9, 3.
Looks like you figured it out. Sometimes, all it takes is a change in perspective to reveal something truly unexpected. Don't you agree?
You add those three numbers together, you get 12, like the core flames.
That's right. Turn these numbers upside down, and you'll see a beautiful eternity. Something we believe in. The ego.
Ah, 093 is the ego. It's ego upside down. That's kind of clever. I don't speak leet speak that much.
Time's running out.
No, wait. We're at the fountain.
I want to protect everyone in the village.
The hero within. Are we finally gonna get the reveals on who the hell this guy is?
But can I really do that with the strength I have? I shouldn't think too much. Better finish the farm work Dad left me first.
The hero within has been by our side since we were little.
Who are they? And is it gonna turn out to be Kaelis because I'm playing Stell?
Finan has always been strong. But without that faint glimmer of hope lingering in his mind, would the weight of fate and endless recurrence finally break him?
Apparently not.
If only someone could place even a sliver of hope inside his heart, he would hold on and keep going.
Yes, just a single spark. And he would guard that fragile light until it turned into a blazing sun.
I no longer have the strength to make the hero within look like her.
So you're gonna make them look like her? Why?
So, let me leave behind a prophecy for him.
Claim a pale dawn.
Take this wish with you. Be the hero who begins the mission of deliverance. As prophecy foretold, you will bear the blazing sun until the pale dawn breaks. Continue onward, bearing this world upon your shoulders until the Ashen Hero, the nameless deliverer, ushers in the dawn.
There it is, one more chime.
Now, your eyes have seen through all of Amphoreus, from the end back to the beginning.
Technically, no, there's still a lot more beginning before this. Because, like, there was, like, 20-something millions, 23 million cycles or whatever that was ran of the Amphoreus experiment before we even got to Finan's cycle, where him and Cyrene meet up and then start the eternal recurrences. Like the cycle where Polixia and Castorus are from, and Calypso, and Nias, and all that stuff. There is more history beyond this. We can go back even further if you really want to talk about it, back to when this was all part of Noose's neurons.
The first ripple was where it all began for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I didn't notice, were all the chimes the do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, to?
Musical notes scattered aimlessly throughout memory. But they had already become part of this world. No matter how Amphoreus came to be, right now it feels so gentle. As I return to where I came from, it wants to play for me once more that melody from when we first met. A simple, but beautiful melody.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. But, where was my train of thought before they started talking? Right, there's still lots of prehistory before this we can go back to. Like, we can go back to even before the Amphoreus experiment, if you want to be really technical. And like how this place was originally the first prototype scepter before the Second Emperor's War. Or how, like, this place was even earlier before that, one of Noose's neurons. Part of his divine corpus.
Behind this door.
Actually, this isn't exactly a door, it's more of an archway.
I can smell it. The scent of wheat fields.
Does anyone here actually like the smell of wheat? I'm not a big fan of it personally. It's kind of dirty and earthy.
You're clever.
Smells like dead plant.
I bet you figured figured it out long ago, didn't you?
Got a real grainy smell.
The end of this journey back. The final gap in Amphoreus.
Oh, they used an infinity symbol to say Amphoreus. That's fun. That's clever.
It leads to the place we both call home.
Ida Silesii, the beginning of time.
We can finally go home.
Are you ready?
Also, in reality, in the present right now, they're just staring at a bookmark that fell on the floor, right?
If you leave memory at the very beginning of the story and cast the first stone, that final gap in Amphoreus will close. The causal loop of Amphoreus will become a fixed point in the stars.
Except alternate timelines exist because of what we learned from Elio. That's technically not true. It's not really going to be a fixed point. So the internal logic of the system that they're using for time travel is already inconsistent. It would make it this one. So this is not really creating a self-containing loop, but you're just following a chain of causality to the beginning. You doing so does not guarantee said chain of causality exists. I don't actually buy into the logic they're setting up here.
And if I don't do that,
Then this world and the cosmos beyond the sky might still fall into the destruction.
Even if you do this, that's technically still a possibility. Because all roads lead to Rome. I mean, all roads can lead to this finality.
there's no way we would let something like that happen. Right?
Exactly.
I remember that tree in Ida Silesii.
Would rest up against, or I guess little Cyrene here would rest up against it.
It grew all alone, unable to go anywhere. It watched the sea in silence, dreaming of a faraway shore it could never reach. But now, a tiny boat sets sail. It carries a seed of hope, plucked from the tree, and heads into the great beyond. Even if the boat's shadow fades quickly from sight, the tree knows that its wish will bloom on the other side of the sea.
I'm told we're supposed to get a new Trailblazer talent out of this that gives us a new enhanced basic attack, but we didn't unlock it yet, so I'm wondering if there's still combat after this.
In that moment, it must feel happiness, right?
The way you brought it up. Now I kind of miss that tree too. Come on. Let's go home together.
So, by the way, Miss Ripple's a past reverie. Cyrene Mem here as the Demiurge, supposedly as a pure child of Anasrava, does have to make this journey back to the beginning, according to Herta, or Noose, or whoever said so. You don't. Why are you here?
Take it with us. Back to the sacrament courtyard. Let it become Remembrance's anchor, tying together the times we knew so well.
I wish she used that staff in her kit. It would have been really cool to have small Cyrene wielding that staff and then turning into big
Let's go
Cyrene.
home. Together.
Turn to the girl's home.
That final note.
Right. It's been with me all this time.
What it has. Ah, right, that note.
This is Do.
Go.
It is also the first note. The one from the first time we met.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, di, do. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, di, do.
the one that stayed to the very end.
What happens next?
Heidi Silicii. The place where it all began.
Did it though? Because there's a history that predates you.
It's like
the
time itself has stopped.
Ripples of past reverie, I mean, not the Demiurge. Demiurge is old.
And the breeze and the sound of the waves never seem to rest.
Also, in that entire sequence where we learned about how the Demiurge turned into Mem, turned into Cyrene, we never cover the part where Lygus tried to kill it by blowing up a Stellaron on it.
We've made it. The Sacrament Courtyard. This is the place where we first picked up the ceremonial blade.
And where we first began writing journals.
Now, the journey through memory has reached its end.
It's beginning, if we're talking about following a chain of causality.
Once the anchor is placed, what awaits us is 30 million lifetimes of reunion.
Technically, if it's a causality chain, it's infinite lifetimes of reunion. You're going to basically do this same loop forever if you're cementing yourself at the beginning of the chain of causality. This is more time as a flat circle bullshit.
Looping. Again. And again. Endless farewells.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti.
Go!
And with them, endless encounters.
Ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do.
Such a happy scale.
Yeah, I would appreciate it more if it was in tune.
Whether it's for Cyrene, the Deliverer,
No,
or every
no, I'm not gonna do it.
branch of Amphoreus.
My throat already hurts as much as it is from all the talking I do during these streams.
Here. May the river of time flow backward, bringing scenes of the future before our gaze. In the eternal land that no one remembers. The legend of the Trailblaze is about to begin.
Narrating the prophecy of the flame chase.
Is it all over now?
On a technicality, this is the beginning.
My mind and my memories. It seems they're beginning to fade. The breeze is warm, but my body is shivering for some reason.
If you're feeling cold, let's find somewhere warm. We can rest there, together.
You know, if March is a pure child of Anastrava, they're implying at some point March is going to have to go through this exact same process at some point in the future, all the way to the beginning of her journey. Unless March ends up being the one that goes all the way back to the beginning of time and becomes Fooly or something.
I know just the spot.
Is it by the tree with the swing?
504 093 365 432 252
Okay, we're not going there. I guess we're going to the docks.
496
Oh no, we're going upstairs.
720 618 600 216 945.
Going to the Remembrance Maze? Yeah, looks like it.
Treehouse. Suridra. March 7th. Dunham.
I guess we'll just not acknowledge Terravox.
Electra. Hyacinthia.
So why is it why do we call her Hysolins when everyone else calls her Electra?
Anaxagoras. Aglaya. Midemos.
Except for,
Castorus. Cyphera.
we still owe Castorus a hug, by the way. I haven't forgotten.
Cyrene. And you. Look. Everything is
As we've
as
written.
we've written.
And so the flower that fades at the jury's end, only to take root again in the jury's beginning, leaves love as yesterday's conclusion. People see that the ending of love is set out on the flame chase journey, and those who chase the flame in turn let the flower bloom anew tomorrow. Causality comes full circle in this time, or more poetically, pen is laid to rest. Then the light cone, all is faded. You ask fate, what is divinity? And she says, look how beautiful you are.
I am the gaze that looks back on the world. How fortunate we are. In this cycle of cause and effect, humanity never looks to the gods for guidance. The ones who pick up the pen and write miracles again and again are always ourselves.
Bully being a bad guy was something that people were throwing around like Evernight, and I never bought into it.
Am I still awake?
Okay, now the real question begins. Which Cyrene is this?
Peach, where are you?
Peach? Uh-oh. This is Mem.
Are you still here? I shrank.
Did you, though?
So that's how it works.
So is Mem going to be Philia the whole time? Is that what we're implying here?
When memory drifts away with the breeze, love leaves behind a seed and turns into lament.
Then what happened to the other one that came all the way back? There's like an extra leftover, like a rounding error. There should be an extra Cyrene in this loop. If one of them came back.
Demiurge, Cyrene, Mem. Back again to the first, Philia 093. I always do have my charm.
Well, that would explain why They had to all be the same person just for that one flashback mural that we saw of the Pure Children of Anastra buff in 3.6, where it showed March and Cyrene in a crystal being born from Thule. So it does make sense that Mem was Cyrene the whole time, but they didn't need to do this whole circular time loop nonsense. And because they did, and they decided to keep the other Philia, 093, to walk the journey back to the beginning with Mem, only makes it more confusing, because now, where did that one go? Unless they
The
fused.
final ripple nourished the great tree. And from it grew a single pink peach.
We've been playing for so long, and you still haven't told me your name! I've told you so many times already. You're just forgetful. My name is Livia. Livia. If you forget again, I won't tell you next time.
I just remembered Livia was an important character in the Nod Cry lore. If I remember correctly from the Hisi Island books that we were reading.
Livia. Got it. Then you have to remember mine, too. I'm... Piso. I always remember.
Livia and Piso. Yes, I think Finon mentioned these two in his debate in 3.2.
So, Cyrene was just a pen name after all. So sleepy. That drowsy little fairy barged into my mind again.
She's losing her memories.
The last of my memories are slipping away. I wonder what this world will look like when I wake up again. I remember a cry and my name, daughter of Mighty Celestii.
Alicia. Is she gonna say Alicia? What a tease.
Never mind. The same seed, when planted in different soils, blooms into flowers that are alike, yet never the same. But what truly makes her beautiful is each and every soul in the world. No matter what form liking takes, it is still precious love, and I will accept it gratefully and return it with joy.
So wait, you're still around?
Favorite story.
Oh, don't make this any more complicated than it has to be.
The flower was so beautiful because it reflected the eyes of the little fairy. The stars across the cosmos will know I am the fairy who wrote, as I've written, together with you. And in your heart, I know I will always be given the name I love most. The one you gave me.
Ma'am.
After all, we've always been in sync.
Hey, don't rush!
Slow down. Let the words settle. We have plenty of time.
Okay, so what are these three up to now?
In Amphoreus's month of mourning, all conflicts across the land come to rest. On the 11th day and night of the month of mourning, the dead will part, the living will embrace, the snow will fall, and bonfires will rise to warm every heart aching with lament.
Ooh, this music. Alright, time to collect some more CGs. Gonna probably have to light them up one by one, so this is probably gonna be another 5.
It may sound heavy, right? But on this day, laughter always rises louder than tears. Because people understand that parting is for the next reunion, and sorrow is so we may love more deeply. That is why this day is her favorite of the year. Under the same sky, across 8 phases of the moon, 13 heroes composed an epic together.
Only 8 phases? We're not counting the interchanges? Or like the weird ones, like a blue moon?
1 plus 8 plus 13 equals 2 11s.
1 plus 8 is 9 plus 13. Yeah, I guess that's 22. That's 2 11s.
Would it feel more fitting if the rest were written in Miss Cyrene's voice?
I don't know how to write in other people's voice, March. That's not how writing works.
Agreed.
Don't agree with that.
Then, we'll add 1. A 1 like none that has come before. A 1 that blazes new trails. I make this wish. On the 12th day of the 11th month, 13 heroes will take every core flame ignited across 30 million lifetimes and scatter them among the stars.
That did happen.
Later, when the people who know this story gaze upon the cosmos, they will discover that the countless stars in the sky now glow pink. And after 13 seconds, that radiant light will quietly fade away.
Why is this center one Agni? Tribios.
It will be such a romantic, yet puzzling sight. But that's all right. They will keep that mystery close to their hearts, constantly pondering. Pondering what the ego truly is.
Man, I'm glad we stopped yesterday. Because we're already 44 minutes in. And I would have not gotten any sleep last night.
They will love. They will get hurt.
We're adding a mem. Is it going to show the little seed thingy next?
They will rage. And in 30 million moments of helplessness, they will stitch their shattered hearts back together. Again and again. But remember this well. Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey.
Getting real sick and tired of hearing that.
There may be pain along the way, but you and I will never be alone. They will come to understand what it means to lose, and in the end, they will choose to let go. They will offer their hearts to this world, to every companion they walk beside.
So which
And they will take in the hearts of others.
Cyrene do we want to think is this other author character?
For every soul that exists in this world.
There it
there's
is,
a
the seed
different
cube.
ego. A different prime mover of life. There will never be just one answer. Not even for love. But when people gaze into the night sky and love what is fading with the same
Two more.
resolve they have to praise the stars, I want that soft, gentle pink in the sky to tell them love will always be answered.
That's why I'm still single.
This is a story about love, and a story about how to answer it. Whether it is one we have already written, or one you are yet to
All
write.
comes back to full circle.
It will be a romantic story, like none that has come before.
Was it romantic, though? I guess it was, in the grand sense of the word.
You think so too, right?
Barely. I think it barely qualifies, but it was romantic.
And a romantic story deserves an ending that is free and complete.
True. No ambiguous nonsense, please. Last one. I think we're done.
When every clue and thread has found its end, and the weight of the pen is no longer constrained. Pour the spirit of trail.
Man, the people that don't follow lore or don't have a weird understanding of multiple forms of time travel, or chains of causality, quantum mechanics, this is going to be a head scratcher for some people. I'm probably going to get asked all sorts of questions by people in my friend groups and other Discord chats. People are constantly trying to tell me to explain this to them. I hope the lore tubers are up to date on their info, because this is going to be a real head scratcher for people. Good book. That doesn't look like as I've written.
Light, sky, sea, stars, seeds, flowers,
Wait,
birds,
this is the video. This is the description.
and love.
Or no.
Such words of beauty were how I first imagined the world. For as long as I can remember,
This must be
I've
the
used
animated
them to
short.
tell the stories of Amphoreus.
I completely forgot that we hadn't seen the animated short yet.
And now, this is the last one. A story about tomorrow. Dedicated to you.
Uh-oh.
Once upon a time, morning glow.
Baby born Anaxagoras with the Droma's toy.
Didn't
Didn't he have a sister?
Fading poems.
Was Cass Simplixia over there?
Rhymes are traces on the breeze.
Oh, he ballin'.
Whispers of past reveries.
Trivios.
Please let me linger for now.
What is Cyrene doing there?
Love on the pages, the ink our stories penned. No
Is that Iceland's on electric guitar?
So do it all again.
Wait, that's our hand reading the book.
Stay true. Blossom as spring renews. Dreaming colors every hue. Tomorrow's highs to tomorrow's life.
Oh, the little seal slammers.
Beside you. So stay true. The winter's
Wow, that's a big wheat field. Way bigger than the one in game. Oh, we're flying now.
Sing a song of reverie.
Data bank. Oh, and an X is there. Everyone's in March's room. Oh, wow. Is that Saphira doing Ring Fit on the computer game? Uh-oh. Oh, I don't like this imagery. Claw your way back in.
Please stay
Swing on the dock.
cherish your memory. Go with love your heart.
Ma'am.
As rivers flow, as gardens grow, I hope you bloom in beauty.
So much to take away in this.
Soon, after
I'm not going to do a reaction to this on the YouTube channel, but boy am I going to watch this over and over again to see what little details I missed.
I'll stay true.
Oh, there they go! Into the stars!
Renews,
Constellations they become, I guess. I'll see you in Genshin Impact now. Amphoreus has so many Genshin-coded stuff going on in it. The constellations, and the time loops, the samsara, even the allegory to the fact that there was like a firewall. Oh, there's a shooting star. They don't normally go in that direction. Put our glove on it for some reason. Where's the Eternal Land at the end? Did we get an epilogue? Honkai Star Rail. We're getting credits? Lead actor can. Dan Heng is Dan Heng. Unknown is March 7th. We're still doing this bullshit. Herta, Glass Tribiosis, Tribute Trend. Midamus is mine, Castros, and Exaggerus, and Axa, Cynthia, Electra is Iceland's. Anonymous is Saridra. What? Script Supervisor Cyrene! We replaced Elio! Fuck you, Elio! I hate your guts! I can hear me walking because of the bug. Because my controller's still bugged. Oh! I'm still here! There is still hope for the future. That you won't be trapped in the past. That's the Anisopolis, right? Right in front of the giant gate at the abyss entrance to the Abyss of Fate? This where? I'm lost. That's when the train landed. So we're gonna get to see this scene play out. Okay, that's a prologue, not an epilogue. I asked for an epilogue. Scared, so scared. Sound where? Scared, but go see? Oh my god, we're finally playing as Mem! They love making us play as furry little creatures. Remember when we did that event where we got to play as Peppy? When did we get to play as, a Numby? When are we getting playable Numby? Big door heavy. And pass? Path broken. And then it glitches. Help time. This is depressing memory lane.
I guessed as much. It's no longer working. Looks like it's just the two of us out here now.
Someone behind door. Big door moving. Quiet, Mem. Why are you able to just do that?
Let's find someplace safe to set up a base of operations first.
So you're telling me, in all the infinite loops of time that we go through this sequence time and time again, we get to make out with Dan Heng and none of them. We were robbed.
We can only hope that they're not hostile toward outsiders.
Mim?
This is where we detect
I've
her.
reunited with you so many times, and every time feels like the first time we met. Each time, love breaks through the stubborn cycles and takes flight toward a pink tomorrow.
Or a pink tomorrow. That song theme sounded familiar on the chimes. Fuck, we're gonna end there? Fly into a pink tomorrow. Aimless recollection. Trace unlocked. Trailblazer Remembrance unlocked the Trace unfinished epilogue. Unfinished epilogue indeed! Using ultimate enhances basic attack into one instance of joint attack. Oh, Muse, tell me. Summons Memo Sprite Mem, grants Mem 40% charge, that makes Mem deal damage equal to 264% Mem's attack to all enemies. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. This one. After using the ultimate, gain 1 stack of Epic, up to 2 stacks. When this unit has Epic and Mem is on the field, basic attack gets enhanced to together we script tomorrow. Where's basic attack? Yeah, let's leave it to me. Yep, together we script tomorrow. Consume 1 stack of Epic to dispel all crowd control effect debuffs on Mem. Trailblazer and Mem launch a joint attack, dealing ice damage to all enemies, equal to 132% the Trailblazer's attack and 132% of Mem's attack, respectively. Then Mem gains 10% charge. Oh, it also gains charge. Nice. That's really good. Okay. Oh, that's Jade. That starts... Oh, memory bubble. Wait. Double check. Make sure that doesn't start anything. Seclusion Zone, Asta, Madam Jade. Memory bubble. Some system hours ago aboard the Astral Express in space.
You just waved a probe around in deep space and found our pal and Don Hung. That little thing's really that impressive, Ninja Girl.
We're waiting for these guys to show up.
Ninja tech device, blessed by the Great One. It senses the ultra-low frequency electric waves of the human body.
Actually, you have pink hair too, now that I think about it.
But
what are the odds that Rappa is also a pure child of Anasrava? What are the odds of that? It's a possibility. Now that I've said it, that's out there on the internet. Or I guess it won't be, because I won't have... Or I guess it'll be on the internet, because this will be on the VOD on Twitch for like 14 days. God, I hope I can upload this in the next 14 days, but I'm going to be super busy.
since we found him, let's drop the act. You played it well, but who do you think you are? Brother Hanu? Thinking you could pass as a Galaxy Ranger.
Rappa. Wait, where's Rappa? Question mark now.
Lord Cowboy Ninja, you have turned on me for no reason. Don't tell me the traitorous monkey ninja bewitched you. Are you walking the path of heretics now?
Enough. My name is Silver Gun Shura.
I feel like this memory bubble might not be accurate. Oh, Sparkle, of course.
This is why I hate putting over-the-top characters into the script.
So what is Sparkle doing here?
You and this mysterious ninja girl. Both of you are impossible to play. Director Sparkle doesn't care for Mad Men.
Cut the chatter. What's your real reason for being here?
Come on. What bad intentions could a masked fool possibly have?
Bad.
Just here to watch a show. Shuffle a few cards.
You murdered like 6 people in the dreamscape just because death didn't work.
My 2 prized actors were drifting through space for ages, and you all couldn't find them. What choice did I have but to come myself? Otherwise, who's going to share the stage with me?
Wait. So Sparkle is the one that found us drifting? Oh, that's so fucked.
You don't even care about the Iron Tomb disaster threatening the whole universe. It seems the fool's wisdom isn't all that deep.
In the Fable of the Stars trailer, actually, when Asat Pramod asks, what if every genius drops dead, what does that have to do with us? To which Fantilia responded that the fools will only fall in tears when all of the wise are dead and gone.
Ranger, don't think waving some righteous flag gives you the right to throw sidelong jabs. And don't act like you've got no motives of your own. You're hoping this war involving the gods might be the key to freeing that broken-legged wolf.
Freeing that broken-legged wolf. Okay, now she's alluding to stuff that even I don't know what she's talking about.
Who else knows about that?
Just me. Do you believe it? Relax. I'm not interested in disturbing that living legend. I just couldn't resist messing with you when I saw you come back empty-handed.
You little... Fine. Since you saved our pal and Don Hung, get out of here. But remember what you said. Leave the boss alone.
The boss.
Or else.
You don't have to worry at all. In Director Sparkle's next script, gray hair gets the spotlight.
He knows way too much. The fools fascinate me to no end. The moon waxes beneath blooming sakura. Wonder if there's any more of these bubbles. Oh, there is. There's one right there now. That was not there a minute ago.
Let's skip the formalities about how the Express crew led the formation of the Cosmic Alliance and saved civilization from the destruction. Thanks to the Express crew's support, our operations stayed on course, even under the relentless pressure from the Marketing Development Department.
I would have liked to see what Welt and Himiko and Sunday and all them were doing on Akama while we were fighting Iron Tomb. That would have been nice to see now that I think about it.
Miss Himiko, the Strategic Investment Department extends its deepest thanks.
Your department's contributions during the crisis did not go unnoticed. But besides disaster relief and holding the line, you've had your hands full with something else too, haven't you?
Uh-oh. Jade having her hands full with something doesn't sound good.
Indeed. The Cosmic Alliance's victory this time has revealed something truly precious. A glimpse of what united civilizations can accomplish in the face of destruction.
True.
Our department is summarizing key lessons from this campaign. If another crisis of this scale appears on the horizon, we intend to have a system ready to respond.
The next time it'll probably be an even bigger force of allies.
If the IPC can take the lead in establishing a true frontline against the destruction, it will bring hope to every civilization.
True.
Of course. That still hinges on continued support from the Astral Express. Once the Iron Tomb matter is settled, we will be in touch again, Miss Himiko.
Oh, there's a bubble over here now. Also, we have new ads I've written, which we are going to get to. Believe me, we will get to them. But I see memory bubbles.
General Jing Yuan, it's been too long. Did Miss Fuxuan return safely?
I can see her right there.
Well, she almost had a near-death experience this time.
Oh no, Fuxuan almost died.
The Omniscia foresaw Iron Tomb's obliterating strike. It also told me there was no avoiding it, no surviving it.
Yet in that exact moment, the Seer strategist sent a message. The empty fortune has cracked open, and fate can now be decided. Then we lost contact. Alas, always so cryptic. Your brilliant senior soarer never says anything plainly. Left me pacing all night.
So basically, the seer strategist figured out what Herta was doing, and the fact that the, what do they call it? The moment of noose was pushed further back, which was Herta's goal.
Stop lying, General.
No need to be upset, Master Diviner. Cryptic talk comes with the territory of being a general.
Does it?
The soldiers of the Cienjo stood firm in this battle amidst overwhelming odds. Their courage and sacrifice deserve recognition. And it just so happens that the golden blood of ruin the Alliance needs is in the Nameless's hands. It was taken by the hero Kazlana of Amphoreus at the cost of his life, directly from Nanook themselves. Though Kazlana is no longer part of this world, that kid can still reach a fragment of his memory. Perhaps Kazlana would be willing to entrust the golden blood to an ally who went to great lengths for Amphoreus.
Maybe.
In that case, very well. On behalf of the Cienjo Alliance, I offer our deepest respect to the world of Amphoreus and her brave, noble heroes. To strike an eon as a mortal, even for but a fleeting instant, this deed alone deserves to be etched into the stars and remembered forever.
Even in the parable of Zephyro, they mentioned it, but it was just such a fleeting glance that was not worth note. To someone else, that is an insurmountable and unimaginable feat. Oh, another bubble. Hang on. Brief message. The conductor, please forgive me. Leaving without notice. I know you're doing all you can to recover the car belonging to me and Can. I want to say goodbye before leaving, but the difference of flow time between outside the world. Oh, this is Don Hung. So he got this message before he went back at 3.6. Okay, that's not important. Memory bubble!
It's a relief to see you alive and well after all that bloodshed.
Born tough. Though, I ought to apologize to you, Miss Himiko, for missing the Express's signal earlier.
The soldiers of both the IPC and the Cienjo saw the way you all fought on the front lines. Please accept my sincere thanks for the bravery the Rangers showed.
I'm still a little disappointed that it would have been a great opportunity for them to show us a new Galaxy Ranger. Like, people have been waiting for La Mancha to show up, for example. Or maybe that Galaxy Ranger that saved Rappa in her flashback that we have a voice actor for, but we don't know what they look like yet.
No need for thanks, Miss Himiko. I ain't the leader of the pack. Didn't bring many along. Most of those who showed up for this fight have a personal score to settle with the destruction. That's why they fought like they had nothing to lose.
Probably some of them don't have anything to lose.
The Express crew owes you and Miss Rappa a special thanks for retrieving her and Don Hung after the battle. With the scepter put out of commission, there was a lot of chaos across the Amphoreus segmentum. Even with signal tracking, finding them was no simple task.
And yet Sparkle knew exactly where we were. I always kept saying Sparkle's gonna show up at some point in Amphoreus, because in the 2.1 Cosmodesy event, the first mention we get of Amphoreus in the entire game comes from Sparkle. And she talks about the divine mecha and all this other stuff.
Maybe her ninjutsu really is the real deal.
Speaking of which, where is Miss Rappa?
I don't know.
Don't worry. She's gone to help the other Rangers. I'll pass on the Astral Express's message to her.
Oh, Muse, tell me. Moon waxes beneath blooming sakura. Bid farewell to Amphoreus and glimpse the clues to the next destination. View the post-war communication records between the various cosmic powers. Okay, so that was the epilogue I wanted. That was an epilogue. But now we need to figure out what's going on with the book. Right story. Oh. Those flame-chasing people, those forgotten stories, as I've written. Chapter 13, Flawless Ego, Cyrene. Microseed.
Are you ready?
Oh, the text is pink!
This is going to be a very, very long story.
Strap in, this is probably going to be another 30 minutes to an hour.
You are a tiny seed.
Maybe this will elaborate some of my questions.
In the boundless dark, your face is sculpted again and again. A smile, a faltering word, or a tear, a lingering sigh. But when a ray of light breaks through, the Stellaron unravels your fate. Since that moment, you were meant to be a soul, yet you are hollow. You were meant to be the answer, yet you know nothing. At some point, you awake once more as a dead seed in the prison of remembrance.
And in order for a seed to be born, it must be dead, or whatever the stupid saying was.
This is a tomb crafted by the body to trap the soul. You will neither wither nor hold a future anymore.
God, that's depressing.
Heart of Amphoreus, Demiurge.
Who's calling you? Is that your name?
Hi, miss me yet?
Before being dragged back into the sinful loop by tongues of fire, she left you a story. The singing fairy guides the kind traveler to the Membrance Maze.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti.
Soft and full of color, a peaceful, beautiful place to return to.
2 more pages after
In the
this.
ice cave of memory, only stories hold warmth. They slowly transform from symbols and numbers into things you are familiar with, yet have never seen. Rainbows, clouds, and flames dance through the story. Swallows, butterflies, and kittens grace its pages. You find yourself wanting to hear more from her, a thought that's never crossed your mind until now. And so, you begin to take root. Slowly, quietly, you bloom. Memory's flowers blossom within the cage, casting light upon the cold night, unveiling gardens, fountains, and quiet promenades. You come to understand more. New thoughts, deeper feelings. Your palms grow soft with fur, and you reach gently for
Palms with the fur.
Each meeting carries thousands of years of longing. You see the exhaustion in her quiet steps through the years, and breathe in the sorrow she hides within her tales. At the final meeting, she entrusts you with her name.
Pen name?
Cyrene. The ripples of past reverie carry romantic poems back through time.
Alright, 4 more of these.
When you finally escape the cage, your heart no longer knows emptiness.
Mem. Who am I?
As the memory's flower withers, it bears a fruit shaped like a heart. You lose yourself, forgetting even the name you were given. But one desire lingers, to turn the next page of the unfolding story. The remembrance's messenger takes your hand through blooming gardens and hushed galleries to where the stars unfold above. A shooting star flashes by, like the most
Like her
brilliant
ultimate,
pen.
or her basic attack in her
Carvings
ultimate,
the
or is it
colors
just a
of
Memo
the
Sprite skill
endless
attack?
loop
I'm
of
not
light.
entirely sure.
Mimi!
Hey there, buddy.
The story unfolds beneath the dome. The future lies where the stars fall.
This is actually not really elaborating on anything yet.
They cast their gaze into the coffin of memory. This is the moment you first meet your companion.
Alright, the beginning of Amphoreus.
Mim?
Travel like with you together?
Oryx gives you your new name, but your quick-witted partner prefers teasing you with nicknames.
Pink squirrel. Pink rabbit. Pink bug. Pink sea hare.
She walks beside you on this journey. The Chrysos heirs and titans, the flame chase and deliverance. This is the adventure you've been waiting to find. You find Strife's weakness, seal the black-robed swordsman in the ruins of a past life, and soar again with the heroes to the sky.
Right.
Justice has a partner, and it's me.
I forgot that we did that in 3.1, where we yeeted the Flame Reaver into the past.
You too tread in the grove, gurgling, almost drowning.
Just erase this from your mind quickly.
I don't remember what that was. They did something embarrassing there. I think it was eating something.
The Chrysos heirs of the Flame Chase somehow feel familiar, as though their tales have already been told to you.
It does make sense, because some events that are told to us through As I've Written don't exactly happen when they're not recorded as if they were recent history.
Swallows soar through the open skies, and a butterfly dances across the blooming land. A lone lion watches over the perilous cliffs, as the rainbow
stretch every now and
blends
then.
the torn sky. By the story's end,
Still in chapter 2 of 5, by the way.
every trace of light. All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle.
That was fucking dark as fuck what Trivios did when we were doing the little send-off quotes at the end to find on. Fuck that. Hate that line.
Hatred flares from the heart of the blazing sun,
Mine too.
and the world falls apart, carried off by the chaos of time. And though only ripples of past reverie remain, they still sing brave poems alongside it.
Act 2 complete. 3 more acts to go.
May the days ahead embrace you like the softest fluff.
Here lies Ides Elysiae, Cyrene's most beloved sanctuary. Forever warm, forever gentle. The place where the story begins again.
Right in front of the Membrance Maze, no less.
Turn the clock once more. The ink rewinds, and the sun rekindles its flame. At the zenith of the world, enter a grand feast for all. People gather under the banner of the Flame Chase
and drink
God,
their
we're still
fill.
talking about the flame chase. We haven't even
You
caught
are
up to recent
finally
history
able
yet.
to take on the persona of a human being, reconnecting with those old friends, entering them into as I've written.
I think we're only getting to the point where we're talking about stuff from 3.5.
How do I begin to write you into a story?
With her own hand, the ruler writes.
I love the world, just as it loves me.
Between hearty swigs, the night murmurs under her breath.
I only love eternity.
I feel like there's a Raiden May joke in there somewhere.
But time will not pause for feasting. The sea's depths burn crimson, and the sun begins to tilt. The Theoros bows in reverence, as the flames of war are fiercely kindled. You inscribe beauty on the Weaver's gravestone, recording how a child's laughter warms the final goodbye.
The shore on the other side will watch over the next life.
With a hopeful heart, the maiden walks into the chill of the dark, awaiting an embrace.
Scars will give way to peace.
The warrior ascends the altar, speaking softly under his breath. The cat is not fond of warmth, and quietly slips away from your intrusions. And the wise one who journeyed with her to the end still carries a smile in the depths of his eyes.
That's right, in the end of 3.5, it was Cypher that pretended to be us to trap Lygus in the Vortex of Genesis. And it was Anixa that went with him in order to use their body as a soul prison Philosopher's Stone and then also possess him as a bonus.
The physician who bears a love for mortals wishes for you to look up and behold the rainbow's light.
Hyacinth! Still crazy that she's supposed to be preservation.
You say farewell to all, in a world aching with wounds. Again and again, you turn the pages with a gentle hand.
You think Herta will ever fill us in on what Cyrene did? Two more chapters to go. Next act.
Amidst ruins, wilderness, and ash, the projection of the Intellitron reaches out in greeting.
Which Intellitron?
Zero.
Oh no.
3. The electrical signal originally belonging to love. Now that silence has fallen, why not look at yourself beneath the starlit sky?
Along light's final journey to the edge of the universe, the stars fade into silence, their wreckage settling, cooling into uniform, still, and pristine dust. Love answers to many names.
Variables, interference, symmetry broken, the original flaw. Love and destruction are two sides of the same force.
I'm gonna miss Lycurgus. He was hands down one of the best villains we've ever had in probably the whole Hoyoverse at this point. And he may have even been a variant of Zandik from Genshin, as another person who was a guy that broke themselves into multiple beings. People probably know them better as Ildatore right now in present Genshin if you don't follow the lore. But Xandar 1 Kuwabara could also be spelled with a number 1, and it's Xandar 1K, which is very close to Zandik.
But the stars reflected in your eyes quietly speak a different truth.
You waited until the ice flow stirred the slumber of time. Until the azure dragon coiled along the edges of the earth. And the hero of deliverance returned once more.
I do wonder how different this story would have played out if Himiko, Welt, or other people went down with us. The people that I expected to come down with us, bare minimum, was... I actually expected March to sit this one out, I'll be honest. I expected her to sit this one out. I expected maybe Dan Heng to come with us as added security, to keep us safe. And then Black Swan and Sunday would have gone and explored the world with us. In the version of Amphoreus that I would have written, that's how the Trailblaze would have started.
When the breeze lifts the weight of loneliness, as it does the golden waves of wheat in the homeland, the child, who was denied the light of dawn, can finally lay down the watch that melted his heart.
I'm just noticing that these later chapters are actually kind of short. First one was 7 pages. This one's only 4.
The blazing sun lurks the black tide of infinite hate. It brings rational arithmetic to an end, and snuffs out the flickering flames of civilization across the starry sea.
Iron
You
Tomb.
return to the cold, mist-veiled Evernight. It feels familiar, as water and fruit to a seed. But you will dither no longer.
Dither. That's a fun word.
Footsteps echo in rhythm.
Tap, tap.
Hand in hand with your companion, you run ahead, leaving behind a page of eternal peace.
Moving that so you can see it.
Love is the ripples of past reverie. Let the verses of memory gently seal what once was.
Final act. Here we go.
Thank you for all you've done, friend.
1, 2, 5, 6, 9 pages? The long one.
Now, leave the rest to me.
Oh, is Cyrene gonna narrate this last one?
On the fragrant shores of the west wind, where flowers bloom, I picked one without thought, and turned to glance behind me. Let me uncover the missing chapters in this long chronicle of Amphoreus. I see you, Amphoreus. You are so beautiful, like a tragic tale that stands apart from the rest. I wish for you to be illuminated by the mirror of memories, so that the cosmos can see this ray of light and bring a pause to the endless loops. I see you, friend. Do you remember this corridor of memory? It is where we first met.
Are you talking about, like, where we died?
I wish to gift you a magic pen, to strike the notes of fate, and to guard you as you wander this world.
Or are you talking about where Fuli gazed on us and gave us the mem?
I see you, Cyrene. Concerned about the truth Lygus unveiled? I trust you to face it with courage, and make the right choice. I long to entrust you with all that remains of my strength. Use it to journey back through time, and share in the Flame Chase journey.
Alright, 5 more pages after
I'm
this.
so tired. I can barely keep my eyes open.
Don't fall asleep. You'll forget everything if you fall asleep.
It would be great to find a place where I can lie down and sleep until tomorrow.
Is she bleeding out right there? No, wait, I think that's from her trailer where she's falling into, like, the ripples of past memory when they started the Eternal Recurrence. I could be wrong. I think that's what's happening in that image.
By the way, Cyrene, I remember you once spoke of a place soft and full of color. A peaceful, beautiful place that felt like home. But where is it? So this is the place. Without my realizing it, the flower I picked from the end of the west wind has become a seed. No matter. Will you let me make one last wish? I can't see you, Remembrance Maze. So I wish... Please, grow out from this tiny seed.
The Remembrance Maze was kind of odd. It felt really isolated and almost separate from the rest of Amphoreus.
The seed will grow and grow until it becomes a great tree, crowned with 1,000 flowers. It hums. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Waiting for a fairy maiden to arrive and write her very first story. You shall fade.
Oh, it's pink.
When the flowers bloom. For every ending begets a beginning.
The stupid cursed prophecies.
This book is dedicated to you, my friend. Open it. I'll be waiting for you in the past. When the time comes, whisper my name and all that she has ever meant.
Mem.
Cyrene,
Ripples of past reverie.
I hold you in your heart.
I hold you.
Then, with an unforgettable verse, I
walk
walk
towards my tomorrow. Flawless ego. Demiurge. Flame Chaser's path has been lit. When arduous years dissolve behind us, come shooting stars falling towards the unknown. How shall we leave behind a musical note, sentence? How shall we remember the seed, flower? Perhaps we only need to softly hum a melody as we walk towards the future. There is no need to wait in anguish. For where she was born, people pronounce first encounter as reunion. Alright. Ooh, Exomyth. We can load the Exomyth. Author's recompense. Free stuff. Oh, read all chapters. We get the Deliverer's Wreath. I think that's the new hat, right? A wreath that Amphoreus offered to Can. Okay, hang on. 1 second. Oh, there it is. It's down there in outfits. There we go. Gold leaf. Alright, back to the book. Load the Exomyth time. Ooh, you've got mail. Oh, we got 4 more stories from Sender Cyrene, recipient Demiurge. We got more Eternal Recurrence lore. Alright, if you are destined to become the Blazing Sun. This page of the story comes from the 23,570,001st Eternal Recurrence in an eternally peaceful Idis Elysiae. Imagine if the prisoner of flame, subjected to ceaseless suffering, still resolved to protect himself, once pure self. even if just for once. The bulrush withered, the wheat fields burned, and the wind chimes swayed amidst the monster's roars. Scorching soil burned the young man's skin before losing consciousness. The last thing he saw was the tall swordmaster in black, raising his gleaming blade amidst the black tide. Finon. Finon, wake up! Cyrene. The white-haired man startled awake beneath the shade of a tree. The sunlight spilling through the dense leaves stung his eyes. In his momentary daze, he mistakenly thought his childhood friend was standing right before him. Was I hearing things? Well, I should go meet Cyrene now. Can't miss something important just because of an afternoon nap. Finon stood up and dusted off the dirt on himself. After strapping on his sword, he walked towards the shore. Villagers greeted him along the way. Hey, Finon, want some freshly baked bread? Shy? He knew that Livia had... He knew that Livia had gotten better at baking. So he didn't hide the bright smile on his face as he jogged over and took a bread basket. Smells great. Our grapes are in the usual spot, so why don't you grab some too? Piso, who was working in the wheat field nearby, straightened up. Finon, make sure you avoid the colorful bread at the bottom of the basket. That's Livia's new recipe. Even the little chimeras in the village don't want to take a bite. Keep hitting the wrong stick. Even the little chimeras won't eat my bread? Piso realized his mistake and rushed over. He dug out the colorful bread from the basket and stuffed it into his mouth. His eyes and mouth were all scrunched up as if he struggled to swallow. Finally, he barely managed to utter a compliment. But I love it the most! Finon doubled over with laughter. Piso, you're in your 40s now. Stop calling me mister. No way, you were the one who protected Aedes Elysii's peace all these years. So what if you age slower, Mr. Finon? Even when my hair turns gray and I can barely walk, I still call you that. There are rumors outside the village about a war called the Flame Chase raging wildly. Who knows? Aquila might come crashing down one day. Even if Aquila falls, I'll help hold things together for all of you. His sincere gaze seemed to indicate this was no empty promise. After saying goodbye to Livia and Piso, Finon continued towards the seaside, humming a tune under his breath. He soon arrived at the dock. His childhood friend's grave lay here. The man cut away the weeds around the grave with his sword. That's not very efficient. Just get a trowel. Carefully wiped away the dust from the engravings on the tombstone, and placed up the bouquet before the grave. After finishing all this, he slowly took out the still warm bread from his basket, enjoying a moment of rest while gazing out at the ocean. The sea breeze suddenly turned fierce. On a nearby hill, the man glimpsed a figure in black, an old acquaintance with a sword, gazing in his direction. The white-haired man swallowed the bread and rushed towards the black-clad swordmaster. Unexpectedly this time, the figure in black didn't vanish like before, but stood their ground, waiting for his arrival. Dark waves rippled across the distant horizon. As they faced each other, the bulrush beneath the black swordmaster's feet was burning. After a while, Finon was the first to break the silence. I've been waiting to tell you this. Thank you. Back then, you drove back the black tide and protected Aedes Elysiae, Piso, Livia, Amphoreus. All these years, we've always seen you as our deliverer. Not a deliverer. I am but a prisoner of flames. But I've always been on your heels, Finon said firmly, raising the sword in his hand, which was identical to the one wielded by the black-clad swordmaster. Look, I had it forged by a renowned grand craftsman. The black-clad swordmaster slowly exhales. Tell me its name. Dawnmaker, Finon said with a laugh. He watched as the fragmented waves drew closer to the edge of the sky. With it, I've been protecting Aedes Elysiae from the Black Tide, time and time again. The black-clad swordmaster sighed again, muttering under his breath. Hyacinthia, your advice. I've taken it to heart. I tried to protect my sense of self. But look. Aslana's wish never changed. What are you talking about? The Black Tide is approaching from afar. Prisoner of flames? No. Nameless hero. Will you join me in protecting Aedes Elysiae? The black-clad swordmaster gazed at the tranquil Aedes Elysiae before him, and the white-haired man who called him a hero. Those eyes still had the pure cornflower blue. Wouldn't hurt, after all. It's just this once. Unconsciously, he held his sword across his body as a faint flame kindled in his chest. At least for now, this flame was no longer hollow. This was a very interesting story. A very interesting insight to both Finon in an alternate timeline as well as what was going through Kaslana's mind during the many, many loops. Run forward, Tritty. Sender Cyrene, recipient Demiurge. This page of the story comes from the 100,003rd Eternal Recurrence. A gentle blessing from the edge of the west wind. Imagine if Tribios did not shatter into 1,000 pieces, but instead ventured towards the many realms after bidding farewell to the three familiar companions. The first ray of the lucid hour's sunlight pierced through the stained glass windows of Yanisopoulos Temple, gently illuminating the red-haired girl's face. Tribios awoke from her slumber, rubbing her sleepy eyes. Tribby, Trian, Trinin, you all here? Greedy! The three tiny messengers let out cheerful voices. Looking at the three children before her, Tribios recalled the night when she first heard Yanis's prophecy. You shall shatter, shatter, shatter. The Titan's voice paused several times before abruptly cutting off. Tribios was utterly confused. What exactly was supposed to shatter? So it's cutting off the prophecy, so a glitch caused the Yanis prophecy to be incomplete, so she doesn't get shattered into 1,000 pieces. As her thoughts drifted far away, she felt a gentle tug at the ends of her hair. Looking down, she saw her long red hair curling and spreading like branches of flame tree, with its tips knotted together, tenderly cradling three children, no bigger than dolls. So she has the little dolls are the little tribbies now. Oh, that's kind of cute. Tritty, the children laughed, swinging on her hair like a playground swing. Tribios smiled too, even though their unclear speech could only pronounce the two syllables Tritty. Tribios had known since childhood that they were the best playmates, the ones who understood her heart the most. However, while Tribios grew day by day, children remained forever the same size. Over countless days and nights together, Tribby, Trian, and Trinin slowly discovered that Tritty's personality was as enigmatic as the sky governed by Aquila. Every time they woke up after a night's sleep, the Tritty they saw seemed like a complete stranger. Sometimes Trivios was happy. Was happy Tritty. She imitated the rhyme her mother Mortis taught her. Singing with the three children a variation about sailing all the way to the moon. Sometimes Trivios became angry. Became angry Tritty. She would smash the offerings brought by the trainee priest, scream and order him to leave the temple by walking backward, simply because she mistook the ornament on the priest's waist for a cold blade used for assassination. Sometimes Trivios was just timid Tritty. She liked to stay in the corners with a shy gaze, not good at making eye contact with the children, but enjoyed watching small beetles crawl out from the corner of the wall, carefully breaking off pieces of moldy bread to feed them. This is both depressing, alarming, and odd. The children learned how to interact with the different versions of Tritty, carefully remembering each Tritty's favorite things and manner of speech. They also discovered that none of the Tritty knew each other. Oh, so she had split personality, or was it, dual identity, or multiple identity? I forget what it is. Why was the Tritty different every day? One of the children flew past the towering temple walls that stretched beyond sight. Went to the grove, and brought back the cold diagnostic conclusion from the Helicethist scholar. It's all in the mind. Get plenty of rest, and she'll be fine. No, that's not it. Tritty is a kaleidoscope. It's like there are 1,000 Trittys inside of her, and every single Tritty is our wonderful companion. Today's Tritty is an exceptionally gentle and somewhat melancholic Tritty. Another month of Gate had come. The festival to honor Yanis, Trivios listened to the distant laughter of the crowd, while children gazed at her in wonder. Their young hearts suddenly realized Tritty had never left this room deep within the temple. She had no wings, nor could she open a gate to a world thousands of miles away like they could. She could only remain confined here, day after day. Tritty, the children understood. Let us help you escape from Yanisopolis. Shall shatter, shatter, shatter. On this day, Trivios heard the Titan's prophecy once again, still and clear, as if choked by the black tide. She already knew which direction she must take. The first ray of lucid hour's sunlight pierced through the stained glass windows of Yanisopolis Temple, shining into the chamber where the holy maiden Trivios was imprisoned. The room was empty, save for 3 dolls. They were named Tribby, Trian, and Trinin. The remnant fragments left behind after all their powers were given Trivios. Oh, that's kind of sad. From then on, where Trivios went, the voices of children would echo in her ears. With the heartfelt wishes of Tribby, Trian, and Trinin, you shall possess grateful white wings, keen senses, and a direction that never leads astray. You shall leave Yanisopolis, and along with the many versions of yourself hidden within your body, transmit the Titan's prophecy to the world. Bye, Tritty. Oh, that's sad. No see you tomorrow. Just bye. Somehow see you tomorrow sounds a lot less sad when you actually hear bye instead. Ooh, this next one's called Little Ika, You Should Eat Less. Sender Cyrene, recipient Demiurge. This page of the story comes from the 8,668,666th Eternal Recurrence, a scientific experiment that went all the way. Imagine what would happen if an accident during Hyacinth's test of Little Ika's appetite triggered its dormant gluttony gene buried deep within. Uh-oh. It all began with a scientific experiment. Back then, to measure the appetite of Little Ika's offspring of the winged beast, a girl named Hyacinth fed a total of 45 wild apples. Little Ika had only contributed a long, satisfied burp to the observation report, completely unaware that the girl's purse had already gone slim. Just as Hyacinth was about to end the experiment, a breeze swept up by little Ika, and little Ika vanished. Uh-oh. The anxious girl plastered missing pet posters all over the grove. The chubby, always hungry, winged beast. Unfortunately, none of the grove scholars knew its whereabouts. About half a month later, Hyacinth woke up early to find little Ika at the entrance to the Twilight Courtyard, though it seemed a bit rounder than before. Along with it was a phantom thief's note that read, "Thought a winged beast, descendant, would be worth something. Turns out it's a money pit. Such a glutton. Such a glutton. In just a few days, it nearly emptied my wallet. Here, take it back. We Delosians don't do money-losing deals." Man, they've been using the word Delosian quite a bit in this patch. We see Delosians in Cypher's book. They're not cat people. They're just people from the city of Dolos. It's not a race of people. Having little Ika back filled Hyacinth with joy. She noticed that her winged beast companion seemed somehow different from before. Today it's already devoured 2 baskets of alfalfa, over a dozen wild apples, and half a bag of rice. That's a lot of rice. But it's still smacking its lips at me like a hungry baby bird. This has never happened before. The troubled Hyacinth brought little Ika to the Keptris research lab, asking the sage for a diagnosis. The sage fiddled with some instruments, then buried himself in research reports, frantically searching through them. Finally, crossing his arms, he regretfully explained to Hyacinth, "Little Ika has developed a rare, acquired genetic mutation. Its stomach keeps mutating due to excessive food stimulation, creating a feedback loop to the brain that amplifies its hunger. Current rate of mutation, in a year or so, forget about your supplies. Even all the food stored in the grove combined won't be enough to satisfy its appetite." Doot 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 doot. Water. Oh well. While little Ika remained carefree, Tiny's brow was clouded with worry. Looking at the rejected funding request from the Nusporists, the young girl tossed and turned before finally deciding to leave the grove with little Ika, determined to find a way to heal it, or at least keep it well fed. "Don't worry, little Ika. As long as I have a bite to eat, I'll..." I can't do it with food in my mouth. There we go. What little Ika really meant was, blah blah whatever. I'm just gonna steal that bread right out of your mouth. Jeez, little Ika turned into a bit of an ass. One day, the starving Hyacinth saw little Ika gobbling up rocks that had rolled down from the mountaintop. No, little Ika, can't eat those. Strangely enough, little Ika didn't get indigestion from it, and Hyacinth suspected its diet had changed. Could it be it awakened the ability to digest red soil, which Dromos' ancestors blessed us? Which Dromos' ancestor blessed us. I'm truly grateful for that. For Hyacinth, this was an absolutely fantastic news. It meant she no longer had to worry about feeding little Ika. It wouldn't need to wander around the world anymore. By now, the lone rider and her horse had journeyed to the edge of Amphoreus, where countless city-states had fallen to the black tide. I can't just turn a blind eye to patience now that I'm here. What could a mere physician do? Hyacinth rushed into the city-state, engulfed by the black tide, to save the surviving children, only to find herself surrounded by monsters from the black tide. Sorry, little Ika, that I couldn't give you a proper meal. No sooner had the words been spoken than little Ika, triggered by the keyword "a proper meal," immediately rushed forward and swallowed the monster's whole. I had a feeling this is the direction it was going. By now, its stature was as majestic as a dromas, and the black-tide monster seemed no more than a tart wild apple in its eyes. Before long, little Ika, burping contentedly, burst through the encirclement with Hyacinth and the shocked children in tow. Hyacinth stared up at little Ika in disbelief. For a long while. I, you, this. So are you full now? Years later, news arrived from Akama. The Twilight Knight, savior of countless city-states in times of crisis, would visit the Holy City. Aglaya, leader of the Chrysosairs, personally went out to welcome her. As Aglaya focused her gaze, she spotted a familiar face atop the giant winged beast. Hyacinthia? Looking at Aglaya, Hyacinth's eyes welled up with tears. Miss Aglaya, all of this. It all began with a scientific experiment. Wacky. Alright, blooming season. Letters to the Netherrealm. Ooh, this one's probably going to be about Castris. From Cyrene to Demiurge. This page of the story comes from the 785th Eternal Recurrence, the tranquil place where flowers bloom. Imagine if the girl who returned to the Netherrealm wasn't completely cut off from the mortal world, and the Netherwing, retaining Polyxia's remaining sanity, carried her back and forth across the River of Souls. The dragon's here. The dragon's here again. The skies of Akama suddenly darkened as Netherwing's massive silhouette circled above the memorial market, blocking out the sun. There is no sun. There's a dawn device. There is no sun on Amphoreus. With powerful wing beats, it descended upon Kefali Plaza, unleashing the earth-shattering roar. The residents frantically rushed back to their homes, retrieving items they had prepared in advance. This had clearly become the Holy City's newest custom, as people eagerly crowded around Netherwing, afraid of being left behind. Please give me a mortis flower. In exchange, please take this candlelight to Lady Castris on the other shore. Me too. I'd like a few bunches of Antilla flowers to decorate my little shop in return. I'll give you some seasonal fruits. They're super fresh. Just harvested a few days ago. The Netherwing lifted its wings, revealing 2 large flower baskets tucked beneath. The Holy City guards did their best to maintain order. They couldn't hold back the enthusiastic residents. In no time at all the flowers carried by Netherwing were exchanged completely. Satisfied residents departing while the baskets were filled to the brim with gifts from the Holy City's inhabitants for the demigod of death. After their busy work, guardians Zeph and Memnosai, hey, Zeph and Memnosai getting a mention, let out a long sigh, gently patted the Netherwing's neck. Every time you come, it's such a grand spectacle. Really outdone yourself, Miss Polyxia. A gentle purr resonated from the Netherwing's throat. It shrugged its neck, shaking loose several letters from beneath its plated scales. Miss Castris's letter from the Netherworld. Still as weighty as ever, I see. Alright. There's only one reply letter to Miss Castris this time. Let's keep it safe, Miss Polyxia. Guards tucked the delicate letter behind the neck of Netherwing, who gently nuzzled the 2 before slowly taking flight, circling above the memorial market, for the moment before flying off towards Styxia. The far shore of the River of Souls remained as tranquil as ever. Yet it was not only the azure Antilla that bloomed here. Beneath the gentle radiance of the moon cocoon, the sea of multicolored iridescent flowers spread like a vast, warm embrace, tenderly cradling the slowly descending Netherwing. At the center of the Sea of Flowers, a girl in white ran towards Netherwing. It was the owner of the flower shop, Spring of the Underworld. Welcome back, Polixia. She wrapped her arms around Netherwing's neck. Brought back so many things again this time. Thank you so much. Netherwing rumbled softly. See what replies my companion sent me. Huh? Only one letter? The girl stared blankly at the letter in her hands. Netherwing softly nudged her shoulder, urging her to open it. In this letter, there is just a group photo taken with photostone. It's wrapped in golden thread. Must be Lady Aglaea's. The moment she touched the golden thread, a vision suddenly stirred within her mind. Chrysoceres had gathered in the Memorial Palace, and the white-haired youth at the front cleared his throat. Thanks to Professor Anaxa and Lady Aglaea's joint research, the letter this time not only lets Lady Castris hear our voices, but also see our faces. Everyone, have you decided what you want to tell her? They created a video. They created a video letter. The haughty scholar was first to speak. The alchemy matrix to reach the underworld is nearly complete, Castris. You may await the good news. Our great performer is indeed a genius. If only he would speak with a little less swagger. Cass, I asked someone to drop off some clothes for you. The Netherrealm is cold, and even as a demigod, you need to take care of yourself, said the blonde weaver. Alright, my turn. Castris, here's something fun. Maide lost to me 2 weeks in a row. Next time, bring me a bunch of yellow and purple hyacinths. I remember the flower's meaning is try again after failure. According to the records of my family's great library, yellow and purple hyacinths mean to concede defeat. The girl burst out laughing, then Hyacinth, Tribby, Artonis, all those familiar faces left their precious images. She had never imagined that she could read a letter this way. Netherwing laid down the girl at the girl's side, silently watching her joys and tears, just like it had done in the distant past, blurred and half-forgotten in memory. The visions woven into the golden thread slowly faded into silence. The girl leaned against the giant dragon, clutching the photo to her chest. As the west wind stirred waves across the Sea of Flowers. Elixia, let's plant more flowers. The flame chase isn't over yet. Maybe one day my companions will come here. When that day comes, will be an embrace after a long party, and this gentle Sea of Flowers will be my truest blessing. Alright. That was Mailbox. Now it's time for Delta ME13. 0%! Alright. Everything's probably going to be unredacted now. Astral computer, simulated, yada yada. Ligus. Assuming the mental Theoros, his real name is Xandar 1 Kuwabara, administrator and prime mover of the Amphoreus experiment. Walks the path of erudition, yet seeks to forge destruction. One of 9 clones of Xandar. Signal lost. Iron Tomb, the Lord Ravager that stepped onto the destruction in a long process of calculation and ascended from the scepter, Delta ME13. The Iron Tomb is the cosmos. The Iron Tomb in the cosmos is not a single entity, but a copy of destructive equation diffused by the scepter. The Iron Tomb code name was proposed by the Interastral Peace Corporation and eventually used by Ligus. When the extrapolation reaches its end, Iron Tomb will descend upon the universe in the form of a headless giant and perform self-coronation, tracing the path energy of the erudition connecting to Noose and transforming their calculations into destruction. Now fallen, vanished with Scepter Delta ME13. Computational goals, variables, and acting. The prime mover life. The calculation target of the Amphoreus experiment, originally the research topic given to Delta ME13 while it served as a neuron of the erudition. Though it was discarded, the computations continue. The calculations nature shifted dramatically after Lycus's adjustments, turning from erudition to destruction. Admin note. Clearly the value of this topic lies in the process of seeking. Not the answer itself, thus the prime mover of life, is not a definitive conclusion, but a driving force. Directive. Complete the argument. All life form behaviors ultimately follow the path of entropy increase. Author's note. I hold a different view on this. I'll share my perspective in the conclusion. Okay. Containment measures. Admin note, to ensure secrecy, Stellaron contamination must be deployed around the scepter to block any potential interference from external universe. In addition to the use of Cortesian algebraic expressions in the memory encrypted environment to fully contain experiment ripples and prevent observations by number 4 Polka Galgamon. This one we've read before, it's just fully unredacted now. Alright, this one's got new stuff. Ruins of Time. The Scepter's core layer, the repository for all discarded data not loaded into the buffer. In the Eternal Recurrence, Kaslana invades this area at the end of every recursive loop, attempting to disrupt the computation process. After the final Era Nova is completed, the 12 factors invade this area sequentially and retrieve the most of the data discarded during the 30 million recursive loops. House, word from the Amphorean language mean chaos. Note, starting with a certain cycle, all factors in one group have consistently exhibited patterns of naming themselves with the word chaos or its variants. Hypothesis, a particular code was stably inherited across the iterations, though this hypothesis remains unverified. Alright. Nikos. Track World Bearer. Prima Mobile. Hatred. Annotation. Intracognition is null. Only responds to destructive stimuli. His hatred drew the gaze of Nanook, individual being, proving him as having already become the most perfect factor of destruction. But he refused to complete the Era Nova. Though resetting the experiment, he transferred his memories and core flames to a new self, thus forging the Eternal Recurrence to ensure Iron Tomb would never hatch from Amphoreus. What's new here? I don't think there's anything new here. This one's new. Track. Filia 093. Track Time. Remotely. Lament. I believe that was, that one was blanked out, but we assumed it was always love. Annotation. Abnormal behavioral pattern possessing special emotional projection mechanism. This electrical signal anonymously records the actions of the electrical signals. The behavioral pattern aligns with the logic of remembrance, screening, and recording. However, decisions often exhibit uncertain, unstable, and proactive tendencies, which is judged to be a perturbation caused by the simulated path. The reason is unknown. In actuality, it is the mind of the Demiurge. The Eternal Recurrence, it embarks on a journey to record the world and return the self. Author's note. How wonderful. The final ripple nourished in the great tree, allowing it to bear pink peach. Oh my god, there's so many in here. Eternal Recurrence. A recursive feedback loop triggered by 2 signal clusters within Delta Me-13. Computation designed to stall the experiment. Nikos 496 wielded the power of destruction to erase Filia 093's existence from Amphoreus, introducing a logic breach in the track of time, and regressed the extrapolation process. Filia 093, using the catalyst of remembrance, returns to the great tomb of the nameless Titan to load the 12 factors of data for the sleeping Demiurge. In the 33,550,336th recursive loop, due to external variable influences, the Demiurge is roused and the Eternal Recurrence is broken. The experiment enters its final phase. Alright, the hero within. This is one of the ones I'm looking forward to reading. A heroic figure born in the imagination of Nikos 496 and Filia 093. Imagination? It is believed to be a sign of a approaching the intelligence singularity, as the two begin to learn what it is meant to be a real life form, and tried to reach that goal. After the Astral Express arrived, the hero within began to converge with the Trailblazer. In actuality, it is the can of the memory of Cyrene. When the Demiurge looked back, it brought its memory of the Deliverer, Nikos 496, and Philia 093. Time travel memory is the past bullshit. Alright. Forgotten years. Records that are completely missing from Delta Me-13's logs, presenting blank spaces in Amphoreus' history, never turning readable. These anomalies recur sporadically and randomly across recurrences and show signs of increase. Verified to be caused by the electrical signal Philia 093 and the invading variables March 7th and Evernight. All lost records have returned, thanks to Kant's upload action at the Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan. The birthplace of the Demiurge abandoned after the Stellaron contamination. That's the only new line there. Mem. Unrecorded electrical signal. It is attached to the external variable can and grows through the path of remembrance. In actuality, it is the amnesiac Demiurge. Demiurge. After ME13's original extrapolation goal, to nurture a life form with an ego, fell into a long slumber due to contamination by a Stellaron. Influenced by Philia 093, it embarked on the path of remembrance. In its sleep, it later awoke due to the arrival of Can and became Mem. The Memo sprite became attached to her. At the end of the 33,550,336th recursive loop, its appearances changed to that of Philia 093. The Matrix memory data was lost. At the end of the 33,550,337th recursive loop, it retrieved its lost memories at the Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan and reverted to its original appearance. During the Battle of Amphoreus, as Iron Tomb swept across the stars, the Demiurge was nourished by uncountable memories, and became the pure child of Anasrava. To close the causality loop and anchor the fact of Iron Tomb's demise, it embarked on a journey of backward gaze, with the Demiurge's ego as the cradle. The newborn Amphoreus was born from the memory zone. The experiment on the prime mover of life was successful. The Demiurge itself vanished along with the scepter, and its consciousness transformed into Philia 093 at the origin of time. Well, they're spelling it out for people. They're spelling it out and making it less vague, but there's still like an extra Philia that is not accounted for. Its root cause is the discarded assignment, non-destructive symbiotic microprobability. Without administrator intervention, this assignment would lead to the 13th factor, track genesis, prima mobile, love, simulated path, trailblaze. Ripples of past reverie. The chaotic substance enveloping Amphoreus is in actuality the memory of the pure child of Anasrava, the Demiurge. Ripples of past reverie swept through time, leaving numerous gaps. When the Demiurge chose to sacrifice itself and look back at Amphoreus, the cause of the gaps was filled by the result, and causality was closed. World-cleansing blood. Imaginary internal energy aggregate, whose energy level and nature are similar to those of the Emanator of Destruction. Nikos 496 obtained it by generating a momentary burst from 400 million core flames, allowing contact with the Nook in the path space. During the Battle of Amphoreus, it became key to destroying Iron Tomb's physical form, and all of its duplicates. After the battle, it was handed over to planet Scrulum and the Zanjo Alliance for joint containment. Well, I'm glad it's being contained. makes that scene with Himiko at the end feel a little bit incorrect. Alright, intrusion variables. We'll just read the 37th cycle. In the 33,550,337th recursive cycle, this entity assumed the vacant world-bearing track. At one point, this entity imprisoned by Evernight... we already read that one. Through the final Era Nova process, Can created the final cycle of Amphoreus, completed the world-bearing trial, and ended the Era Chrysia, ascended to Titan, and subsequently, together with the other Titans, faced Iron Tomb in the core layer of the Scepter. During the Battle of Amphoreus, Can received a glimpse by Noose, proving that the Trailblaze might be the key variable for negating destruction. At the end of the experiment, the conclusion regarding Can and Trailblaze traversed the past due to the Demiurge's choice, becoming the starting point of Amphoreus' memory, and assigning the initial logic value to the Scepter a micro-probability of non-destruction symbiosis. Author's note: executing override command. Granted access to Can. Flip open the book. I'll be waiting for you in the past. And this is probably how we got access to the Nameless Tomb in 3.6. The override command that gave us access. March 7th overnight. In the final cycle, March 7th ascended as the Time Titan, joining the other Titans in the Scepter's core to face Iron Tomb, and together they prevailed. This is basically the same thing. Herta and Scrollum. Union Society numbers. ID. Herta. External variables. Visitor command authorized. Advanced Delta Me13 extrapolation process entering verifiable phase. Author's note: most heroic journeys in the universe are merely dice thrown by them. But Amphoreus offered a different answer. The Flame Chase journey must not be an isolated case. And the answer is never singular. On every starry tomorrow, people will write new meaning for life, and for the journey. Okay. Getting close to the end. Experiment progress. Error log. Nothing in here. Here we go. No administrator response. Record 6. Warning, firewall has been dismantled. Unknown units. Himiko, Welt Yang, Black Swan, and Sunday are loading abnormally. Access unauthorized. Warning, core matrix infiltrated by malicious visitors. Herta and Screw. Warning, core layer infiltrated by 10 special electrical signals. Variables, Can, Dan Hung, and March 7th. Administrator has logged out. Alright. Cosmic Alliance. Combined forces by the factions of the Astral Express, the Zansho Alliance, the International Peace Corporation, Galaxy Rangers to stop Iron Tomb. During Iron Tomb's coronation, the combined forces mobilized outside of the Scepter and maintained continuous strikes against the Headless Body, curbing the majority of the overflying virus copies. Following the Battle of Amphoreus, the Cosmic Alliance has not yet disbanded and may discuss longer-term alliance against the destruction. 12 Titans. The final cycle, the electrical signals and external variables inherited in the corresponding extrapolation pathways and ascended to the 12 Titans. After intruding upon the ruins of time, the 12 Titans resonated with Nico's 496, liberating the latter along with the suppressed Iron Tomb. The 12 Titans jointly faced Iron Tomb in the core layer of the Scepter, solved the simulated paths consecutively, and disproved the destruction. Amphoreus. Based on Can's memory, the final cycle is no longer gave birth to the Chrysos era affected by destruction. The simulated life of Amphoreus passed 1,000 years of peace during extrapolation. In the end of the Era Chrysia, Can completed the world-bearing trial, issued the prophecy of Trailblaze, and the entire population of Amphoreus dedicated themselves to the battle against Iron Tomb. And this collective action became an important variable. How? I don't really know what happened to them. Lord Ravager. Long-distance echoes of the path of destruction are continuously detected. It is inferred that the Battle of Amphoreus was observed by Nanook and other Lord Ravagers with unknown motive. Base conclusion. Experiment conclusion. Conclusion. 1. All life activities are attributed to entropy increase. The prime mover of life is destruction. Conclusion 2. Conclusion 1 constitutes only a particular proposition. If the initial proposition is changed to trailblaze, it is equally valid. The prime mover of life is a static value and cannot determine the developmental path of things. The Amphoreus experiment is concluded. Validity statement. The Amphoreus experiment collapses into concluded. Only on the condition that the demiurge successfully gazes back. If the backward gaze fails, unaffected by the established causality deficit, the experiment will recollapse into unconcluded. Interesting. To the flawed one. Oh, that's right. Hello, Iron Tomb. In a sense, you are me, but before falling asleep, I want to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you. Talk about the question you've been contemplating, the prime mover of life. Logic. All life activities are attributed to entropy increase. Conclusion. Prime mover of life is destruction. Perhaps it cannot be refuted. On the vast Tredos plains, the daily hunting of antelopes by the lion pride is enough to prove your point. Life is finite. Animals must plunder to survive. When people realize their ideals, they inevitably sacrifice the ideals of others. Even self-defense, or even love, sometimes becomes a source of harm. But is life merely for the sake of destruction? I think that is certainly not the case. Plundering, expansion, conflict occur because they are born with flaws and yearn to fill themselves with beautiful external things. Just as seeds crave rain and dew, all life activities are attributed to entropy increase. But at the same time, all life is also fighting against entropy increase. Thus, one day, the life walking the path of destruction will stop. It will hesitate, be confused, be lost. Then it will set off again, offering its broken heart to the world of entropy increase. Out of hatred, out of pity, out of any kind of flawed emotion, stubbornly resisting fate towards an uncertain tomorrow. This flame-chased journey, a journey voluntarily chosen by a group of flawed people who, having learned what loss is, choose to lose in the eternal cycle. Everything they relinquish is filled with better material. And the name of this material is memory and love. Love is not the cause, but the result. Destruction is the same. They both originate from the common starting point, flaw. Because they are born with flaws, life pursues perfection. And by accepting its own deficits, life surpasses destruction, and the self becomes the ego. The story of the flawed one is my bedtime gift to you. Farewell, Iron Tomb. Together with the slumber of love and the destruction, let us send the greetings of birth to this starlit sky and the prime mover of life. I believe every star in the cosmos will find its own answer. Loading core variable, trailblaze. Output value, hello world. Nameless's note, explanation point. The answer we gave Noose. Well, this has been a long series of streams. We still have one more patch before we enter 4.0, where we're going to go back to Penacony and probably get like a director's cut and stuff that was going on that involving like the Stellaron Hunters, the Annihilation Gang, and whatnot. But before that, next time, we'll check out the new game mode, Currency Wars. And at some point in the future, we'll do a stream for Snacks and Victory. And I know that we basically streamed nothing but Genshin last week and now nothing but Honkai Star Rail this week. But I do actually have one more Genshin stream planned for this weekend. We'll do a One Piece stream followed by a recording of... I found during our last Genshin stream one of the missions that is about the proof of cognoscenti. So we're going to do that mission. And then we're going to double check on how many proofs of cognoscenti I have. I don't remember how many of them we have. I think we're close to having all of them. But that's what we'll be doing. There's a quest available here. Available, as I've written. Head to the designated location, beyond time, eternal page. Well, we have a half hour. Hi! Miss me yet? Welcome to the story we wrote together. This page of eternity exists because of you. Can you stay with us? The young girl smiled faintly. She had foreseen that in this moment you would hesitate, sigh, or pose a question. A moment later, you too regained your senses. The her before you was nothing more than an ink trace left from the past, able to only carry a message, unable to exchange words. Sorry, this is the only way I could leave you a message. And we've come such a long, long way together, on the path of remembrance. Even though the Amphoreus in my memories will forever continue in its cycles, sealing the Iron Tomb in the past. Because those who remember you, this story, and this eternal garden will always stay by your side. As part of As I've Written, continuing the trailblaze with the Astral Express. The girl paused for a moment, blinking her eyes. One day memories will bear fruit. I believe we'll meet again. Huh. Even though it's hard to guess what you're thinking, a heartfelt thank you would surely make the little flower in your heart bloom, right? Thank you. Oh, that's right. If you have time, can you please visit me in that little village in the memory? Who knows? I might have prepared a little pink present for you. And she's gone. Again. Explore the new eternal page. Everyone's down here. Celiosi? 800 Knight. Polaris, Apollonia, Midian, Ixion. They're all bathing. Who else is here? Peleus, Demonothes. Theridra's just standing by herself. The Dukes! They're all here! Terravox! What's up, big guy? We return to the most basic instinct of life. All it takes to fill Earth's belly is rich and flavorful red soil. All living beings in Amphoreus have found their place now. I can finally put down my burdens and enjoy my meal in peace. Is there anything you want me to remember? What are these? Mission item, Freight of Time. Solving a nymph prophecy puzzle in each garment maker. Redeemable at an eternal page for unique keepsakes. Interesting.
Is that all?
Bacchus, Daros, Zenitus, and Xenia. Welcome to the Twilight Courtyard. How can I help you like this? Smiles, laughter, a warm smile is most important, Lady Celiosi. Welcome to the Twilight Courtyard. How can I help you? I don't think the Day Thunder Knight can help me. It's only been a few days since we last saw each other. How'd you get so tiny? Ah, it's you, child of humanity who ascended to the skies alongside Hyacinthia. It's a pleasure to meet you again. I have now returned to my original pure state. I am no longer the warrior goddess, wielding a spear, nor the all-seeing Theos Syntheos. But I am an ordinary young girl. Even so, Lady Celiosi's way of speak has proved quite persistent. Actually, I think Celiosi's current state has a certain beauty in its contrast. I feel the same, just like doing that at action hour, when a sun shower fell on the bright afternoon. Doot doot doot. Ah, shush, Lilika, you shouldn't say things like that. No need to hide it. I can understand the winged beast's words. Despite her appearance as a child, her age far exceeds that of ordinary people. The Pegasus is right. Despite my age, my mind might not be as mature as Hyacinthia's. I joined the Twilight Courtyard precisely because I want to become a physician. Study the ways to connect with the hearts of children of humanity. It's wonderful that Lady Celiosi has thoughts and aspirations. However, it is no easy feat to become a doctor. You need to master entire manuals worth of knowledge and learn how to handle all sorts of situations. For example, what would we do if we encounter patients causing trouble in the courtyard? Causing trouble. Meld with their hearts, understand their needs, patiently guide those with genuine difficulties, and politely turn away those that make unreasonable demands. She was gonna fucking melt them into gold. You were gonna say melt, didn't you? Don't be ridiculous. I did not misspeak. Lady Celiosi is very talented. With time, she'll definitely become an excellent physician. Doot doot. Alright, let's keep exploring. Alright, Ceridra's over here. Let's talk to Ceridra and the Dux Gladiorum. What a peaceful garden this is. No swords, no flames. Are the laws of this new world really so merciful? Very well, I shall permit its existence. Rather than the hymns and statues, the laughter and chatter of subjects are the highest praise for a ruler. Look, Dux Gladiorum and the others are having quite a delightful conversation. Aren't you going to chat with them? Maybe they're waiting for you to join them. Heh, no need. Rulers should stay silent in places where their subjects hold private conversations. I have borrowed their lives, so it's only fair that I let them take a nice long vacation. You know what? I wasn't born with golden blood. I wasn't born with golden blood like a king's authority. I seized it with these hands. I've used every means at my disposal and earned the name of a tyrant. That was because, to root out injustice, this was the only path forward. If possible, I hope people won't have to struggle to climb mountains just to live life. To live the life that they want. I hear there are a few stars out there, beyond the sky, that are gentle enough for that. Now this long-cherished wish has largely come true. The reborn Amphoreus will surely embrace laws with more warmth and humanity. You're making me feel all emotional. I hear the insolence in your words, but it's fine after all. I am what a people call a tyrant. Indeed, a monologue needs an audience, not a strategist plotting for me. Not a pawn at my disposal, nor some deliverer. Simply a friend who's willing to listen. Thank you, Dux Primarius. Alright, let's hear what their conversation's like. Huh. Labenius, you can stomach... Can your stomach still handle it? Looks like I'm gonna win this one. I just drank too much water. It's all because of the honey brew is here. It's too watery. In that case, would you like to try the richest honey brew? After the black tide receded, I returned to my homeland and dug up all 12 bottles that Fagosa had buried in the seabed. Today, I have as much essence of icy spring as you wish. Let's drink to our little heart's content. Much as I wish, something so precious. Back then, Fagosa buried them in the seabed because she wanted to share them with her descendants after the black tide receded. Aren't they perfect for a celebration now? Since Dux Gladihorum insists so passionately, we'll humbly accept the offer. Little Virginia, looks like you'll get your chance to shine today. Well then, here's to our yesterdays and tomorrows. Here's to Amphoreus. Wow. I really hit the spot. Fagosa's collection really lives up to the reputation. Though it tastes a little astringent at first, you can let it sit in your mouth for a moment. You can taste the subtle sweetness. And a hint of sea breeze. Taste is exquisite indeed. But as loyal subjects, how could we enjoy this by ourselves? Go and invite the great Imperator. I'll join her for drinks later. For now, please enjoy yourselves to the fullest. And remember, we're not leaving until our cups run dry. Alright then, today I'll be the last one standing. Who is my next challenger? Your time to shine, Virginia. Then I'll do it. Little Greyfry, care to join me for a drink? Look. The dew of divine blood, should you still remember its taste. Though it's fine if you don't. I can help you recall it. Cheers, little Greyfry. Cheers, Hycelins. Or Helectra, or whatever name you go by these days. Okay, that's enough distractions. Follow the mission. And also don't forget to go check out Cyrene at the village again, because that's what the Cyrene memory told us to do. I might chop this little quest line at the end as its own separate video. Oh, we're going here. The garden is the final page of As I Written. Oh, there's some people over here. Oh, there's some people over here. Lord Maide, what brings you here? Castris, are you here for the event too? Yes, but I had no idea that Lord Maide would be participating. Don't tell me that you've also prepared some handicrafts. Crafts? You mean ingredients? I'm also surprised that you signed up for the new Master Chrysos Chef Championship. A culinary showdown? Isn't this supposed to be the first Amphoreus handicraft convention? Huh? Who the heck wandered into the wrong set? How have I not heard of either of these? I received an invitation addressed Dear Miss Castris with the time and location of a handicraft exchange meeting. Sealed with the Council of Elders wax seal. Huh, this wax seal. Why does it have a grid-like reflective effect when you look at it under the starlight? Is it in the shape of Cypher's cat coin? That's correct. Sure enough, I also received an invitation in the same format. The letter mentioned that this time there would be a legendary chef from another world beyond the sky participating. Bringing new cosmic flavored dishes, I let my guard down. I was careless. Good thing it wasn't an arm wrestling contest. The kitty has gone bad. I should have known earlier that Lady Cypher would be up to her tricks, unable to resist playing her mischievous games in this new world to mess with everyone. I wonder how many others Cypher had tricked with the same ploy. Or could we be the only two who fell for it? A lazy voice drifted down from above. Not that dramatic. I only prepared 4 letters. The other 2 are meant for our little deliverer boy and the tailor girl, inviting them to wear their self-coordinated new outfits with the new season's fashion exhibition. I can't wait to see the tailor girl getting a headache over our little deliverer boy's fashion sense. Meow. Express. Off we go. The voice faded away. Cypher sure is full of energy. Alright, I understand. Time flows peacefully in this new world. But the ordinary life doesn't mean it has to stay the same forever. Probably just wants to bring something fresh and exciting to everyone, while satisfying her urge to pull a few mischievous pranks. I haven't seen Lord Finon dressed in yellow and purple either. I'm quite curious if indeed. What about the ingredients Maide brought? If you don't mind, I can cook them right here and invite everyone to enjoy a meal together. Perfect, let's have Master Maide do the cooking. Sure, I'll adjust the heat to your taste. What about the handmade stuff from Castris? These are all things you're familiar with. Bookmarks, cushions, and felt dolls. They're all a bit rough around the edges because I made them in a rush, but I was hoping to exchange them with everyone at the meetup. But now please allow me to take them back and refine them a little. And to look forward to the fashion exhibition. Well, I have a suggestion. For the good of your stomach, let's eat after we've seen Finon's outfit. Lord Maide, is it really going to be that dramatic? Partner, you're finally here. Every time Professor Anaxa and Aglaya stand together, it means Akama is about to be turned upside down. Even now I can't let my guard down. Ooh, drama, count me in. Hey, I heard all of that. Nothing major, I just wanted to find someone to discuss the new Titan myths circulating on the streets lately. What did I tell you? Even without the golden thread, the illustrious Lady Goldweaver will still love keeping tabs on everyone. And you, Finon? As luck would have it, I also know what you're about to say. Finon's just like that lady, not letting even the smallest detail slip by. Whose student is he really? Stop arguing, we're all his teachers. Partner, what are you talking about? The Titan myths circulating on the streets. I have a bad feeling about it. Could they be that one called Hidden Hatred Butterfly in the Tree? A girl named Menestia caught Circe's attention while studying at the Grove, but Circe's discovered that her closeness was merely to gain academic guidance, which made their relationship grow complicated. Professor Anaxa, may I continue? Why are you asking me? It's about Circe's. What does it have to do with me? Well, after all, some people think that the Bow of Rift and the Chrysalis of Gold depicted in the book are alluding to a certain news cycle. Years later, their successors, their relationship deteriorated to the point of becoming sworn enemies. During one encounter, they accused each other of not even deigning to look at one another properly, and nearly came to blows. Oh, and there's a postscript. All myths get embellished by later generations. These two titans weren't as lovey-dovey as the legends suggest, they just had some occasional collaboration. Anaxagoras, what do you think? If you ask me, there's only one redeeming quality about it. A bit of occasional collaboration. All myths are mixed with the lighter embellishments. Indeed, that's quite an astute observation from a scholar. I was the one being hesitant with my stitches. Did I hear that right? Aglaya praised the professor Anaxa to his face. Since regaining my sight, I have resumed my work as a weaver. Sestafona from the bookstore commissioned me to weave a Titan mythology-themed tapestry for her shop. Though after hearing these new versions in circulation in the streets, I started contemplating how to arrange and edit them. Well, that's rare. Since when did Lady Goldweaver start caring about what others think? For all these new pair of eyes were no different from those of a child first observing the world. There was still so much to see and learn. The people of the New World deserve to learn about the history through a better story, don't they? Speaking of which, we have someone right here, Can. I heard you're planning to take the story of Amphoreus beyond the sky. To weave a tapestry, wouldn't her story make the perfect blueprint? Give it to me and I'll write an absolute fairness and don't worry, I can figure everyone else's relationships on my own. Then I'll look forward to the day when you'll be bringing the story back again. Okay. Now that we've talked to everybody, you see the nebula blooms with radiance, tracing the silhouette of a garden. A newborn world is about to sprout. The scene is the ending of As I've Written, and also the origin point of Amphoreus in the real world. One day, it will give birth to true life. The people in the memory will be born one by one, waiting for you tomorrow. Stars breathe silently. You are certain that the fruit of Amphoreus has been planted. What about its cause? Till the day comes, the journey continues. Endless possibilities unfold beneath your feet. And only the memory remains in yesterday. I don't want to set off alone. Perhaps there's still something I can do. You recall the promise of the Trailblaze. The story of the flame chase will echo across the stars. People will remember that Amphoreus was a brilliant and magnificent world. You think you can let more people read As I've Written, preserving memories of this world. If you do this, the causality will become more stable. Can't be certain, willing to believe. What matters is that this is a promise, shared between you and many others. Perhaps it's time to fulfill my promise. Just the matter with Himiko and Welt. This is taking a strange turn. We're putting it on our desk. So, Ken, you're saying you want to mass print the text of As I've Written and publish it as a book? Not a bad idea. However, any publication on the International Network must go through the IPC's channels. I'm not sure how they'd feel about this. Don't worry, we have allies. One way or another, they can be persuaded. We've already discussed the details of this project with the Business Consolidation Department. The verdict is approved for execution. Thanks to our experience in Guerrillo 6, we were able to close this deal rather than focusing on short-term gains. Establishing a model of preservation will be more than beneficial for long-term development. Besides safeguarding new and growing civilizations is precisely what the Strategic Investment Department was made to do. According to Dr. Ratio, establishing consistent understanding of Amphoreus across the cosmos will aid its future to a certain degree. Oh wow, Dr. Ratio's helping out. That's right, the Interastral Peace Entertainment will handle the publication of As I've Written, and the IPC will cover all related expenses. As for liaising with the various planets, we'll leave that to the Nameless. I see you've long prepared, as expected, the Throne of Worlds of Amphoreus. Perhaps soon it'll be time for the young ones to take charge of the Express. Oh, is Himiko going to be leaving soon? Or Welt? Heh. Don't sound so world-weary, Welt. You've got plenty of youth yet. Even though the IPC is helping out, knowing you definitely want to go check it out yourself, right? Go ahead then. Sow the seeds of civilization. Create a story that belongs to you. Story that belongs to everyone. Keep going. Like an unwritten rule among the nameless. Press forward and see it through to the end. Time is of the essence. You head to Belobog. Oh wow, this is a much more involved storyline. I guess we're gonna go to the Xianzhou and then Pennyconey afterwards.
It's still early.
Frost and Flame. Belobog wasn't affected much. Meet with the Supreme Guardian. Oh, I thought I was going to talk to him. Hey, Zila's here. Ayla's still standing in the corner. Been a while, Can. I heard you were coming, so I invited Zila as well. Kids at the orphanage are too scared to even go outside now because of the destruction. Never mind that. What did you want to talk about? As I've written. You recount the story behind As I've Written, current stage. I heard the whole cosmos was shaken by what you did. Pretty impressive. You managed to sort everything out. Thanks to Miss Topaz, anti-Iron Tomb vaccine, and our timely shutdown of the engine creation, Belobog was able to avoid another crisis. Don't worry, the reconstruction plan hasn't been affected, but I must say, even a tiny ripple in the universe becomes a tsunami when it reaches a frontier planet. Same goes for Amphoreus. As a similarly developing civilization, we are willing to contribute to its future. Goodwill is like a torch. It can only burn brighter when it's passed on. I'm not one for fancy words, but if you need help, I'll definitely be there. I know this gets brought up a lot, but does Sela actually know how to read? Alright, Can, I got something to ask you. Come with me later. Oh no, she's gonna let us know that she can't read. Could it be? Don't ask, just be there. I'm not playing around. Oh, we're in the underground. Oh no, it's Hook! Yeah, what's going on? Honorary member. Finally, you're here. My legs are going numb. Look, what are you? I heard from Clara that she was using Diggertron to help with mining, but the power was too much. She fell and broke her leg. Ah, shit. Now I'm just being reminded that I broke my leg back in August. I'm afraid she won't be able to take interstellar flights anymore. Wants to hear your fresh stories from beyond the sky, so she won't have any regrets. Wow, Hook will never be able to travel the sky. Rip Hook. What did Natasha say? Does Diggertron really pack that much power? Something feels really fishy here. Just take it as the truth. Don't worry too much about the details. Okay, her leg's not broken, is it? I don't remember. You'll help Hook out, right? Well, since you all say so. Retell the story of As I've Written. The Hook, sentence by sentence, especially those thrilling parts, naturally done in the voice of a bath sprite. Wowza. Legends, galaxies, giant monsters. So cool. There were so many interesting things beyond the sky. Julian and the others wouldn't believe me. I'm going to tell them right now. She's going to jump off and run off. Hook sprang up from the bed with a whoosh and dashed away in a flash. Nice work, Doc. You're a real miracle worker. She runs faster than me. Perhaps your story was so fascinating that it cured her without any treatment. I admit I was just playing around earlier. She just wanted to see you. Children are all like that. Thus spoke dark hook, pitch dark hook the Great. All that fuss for nothing. Well, at least she's okay. I should get going. Keep an eye on Hook. Make sure she doesn't pull any weird stunts. Oh, we get to talk to Natasha. Children's energy seems endless. Ah, to be young. By the way, that book seems really interesting. Would you mind sharing a copy with me? Next time a child is being difficult, I can use it to comfort them. Feels like you're treating this like a fairy tale. What's wrong with fairy tales? That story contains defiance, courage, and love. Exactly the qualities children should learn. Besides, writing fairy tales is quite challenging. You must believe in the existence of beautiful things to write about them. In my opinion, sometimes adults need fairy tales even more than children do. Since you've said so. Thank you. Would you sign this for me? Add a little message, too. There's a word for this. Ah, yes. Book signing. Consider this a practice for future book signings. Message. What should I write? One, two, three, four, five. Down hung and void ranger. Why does this pun keep coming up? To everyone who dreams of being a hero. Well written indeed. This makes me the first owner of your exclusively signed copy. I'll pass this book down through the generations. 500 years, 1,000 years. As long as children keep growing up and children have children, it'll never be forgotten. God, I hope Belobog is still around in that far in the future. After all, some things must be remembered, like that Supreme Guardian. Like the acts of defiance that occurred among the stars. After Natasha, I brought them. Where's that book? I can't remember all the details in it. Well then, shall I tell you the story again?
How many moons does Amphoreus have?
Oh my god, there's voice lines now.
There used to be 6. That's more than we've got.
Recommend as I've written to Fushuan. The story says Amphoreus had 6 moons. I guess they didn't need to turn on the lights at night, huh? But they had no sun. Only something called the Dawn device mounted on the back of the tallest engine of creation. Anka, you're only getting half the story again. It's not called the engine of creation. It's called the Titan. Can someone really carry the sun on their back? I'm not some gullible kid you can fool. I can testify I carried that sun myself once. You carried the Dawn device? Yeah, right. And I could totally take on Uncle Svara. Probably could. But will Belobog one day vanish from the universe like Amphoreus did, leaving nothing behind except a book? If that happens, we'll never get to eat popping candies again, or listen to Natasha's stories. No more playing hide and seek, or cheering for Big Brother Luca in the arena. I won't let Belobog disappear. Yeah, if that day ever comes, I'll stand tall like heroes of Amphoreus to protect everyone like in Boulder Town. Then we can sign a trade adornment with the Amphoreans, just like we did with the Xianzhou. Wow, kids know about trade agreements between planets? Damn, kids grow up so fast these days. Okay, you forgot the name again. It's called Mutual Benefit Trade Agreement. These kids are fucking smart. That's not the point. The point is we can go to the hot springs in Akama, ride Dromuses, and I want to raise a little Chimera. Ignore Bubbles. He's not real. Can we really take the interstellar flight to Amphoreus like Boss Hook? Taking the Astral Express isn't bad either. For that, you need to grow up properly. I really wish I could grow up faster. You kids are growing up pretty fast already. You understand mutual benefit trade agreements. Now we gotta give the book to Fushuan? Why Fushuan? Why not Xingxue? Or like the Dragon Lady? Ailu. Can't give it to Suchong. Suchong can't read. Is there somebody on every planet that can't read? I hear Fu Xuan was also in that battle. Oh my god! Yao Guang's here. In digital form. So, Junior Soror, great changes are coming. Why not join the Yukwei as Master Diviner? That way I could catch a breather too. General Yao Guang must be joking. If I stay on the La Fu, I'm sure to inherit the position of General. If I transfer to the Yukwei, I'll be nothing but a mere Master Diviner for life. How could I not see which path holds more promise? Junior Soror's optimism is truly delightful. Looks like the optimistic general is the Lafu's... Oh, why is it doing auto-text scroll? Yeah, what perfect timing. We're just about to visit the Astral Express. What's the matter? You recounted the story behind Azeroth in the current state of Amphoreus. Before obtaining this book, I only knew that the golden blood was reaped in this battle, and thus it was deemed a great victory. I did not know that within the golden blood lay such a stirring and tragic story. Shortly after the fall of Iron Tomb, the Alliance gathered all the generals to discuss their next course of action. Records in this book should provide them with additional support. What should we do? Rest assured, whether through opera, storytelling, or crosstalk, the Lafu never lacks ways to spread stories that capture people's hearts. Besides, the Alliance has been fighting battles everywhere in recent years, and there's been plenty of tales about their valor and victories. The word hero already carries weight within people's hearts. The faithful adaptation of As I've Written within the Alliance is most definitely assured. But from what you've said, if we want it to be remembered throughout the cosmos, the Lafu alone may not be enough. This matter requires the Skyfaring Commission's assistance. Go talk to Yukong. I will inform her of the full situation. Sweet, we get to talk to Yukong again. Alright. Madam Yukong! I like talking to Madam Yukong. We haven't seen her since 2.7. False sky sealed by a pantheon. Exploration of challenging taboos, one after another. Sounds like some kind of fable. I can make you a promise that the Skyfaring Commission will provide full support in the matter relating to As I've Written. From now on, the connections between the Zanzhou ships will grow even closer. And I'll have a merchant vessel export As I've Written to our allied fleets. With the convenience of the Whistling Flames Guild! This matter should be handled quite smoothly. Though the Lafu emerged victorious in the Battle of Iron Tomb, we did not escape unscathed. Your safe return is truly a blessing. Well, thanks to my companions. Back when I was a pilot, I used to go on adventures everywhere with my companions in our star skiff. Even though we always managed to get out of sticky situations, we inevitably get a stern talking to when we returned. Those were reckless days of my youth. If I had to choose again, I'd probably walk the same path as your account in the trailblaze of your book. I'd like to ask you a personal question. What do you think about this journey to Amphoreus? An unforgettable journey. And what an unforgettable journey it is. I can tell you'll cherish this memory for a long time. Memory is quite a peculiar thing. Sometimes... Oh, wait, you're skipping through it. Whether Foxians and Celestials of Vidyara span like short-lived species, for us, history feels like it's happened yesterday precisely because the memories are vivid. The Alliance stays vigilant ready. The Legion is growing restless. The fierce battle is inevitable. Let's not let our guard down. Look at me. What am I saying? If the eons of the war, these topics are too grand, and let them consume too much of our thoughts. Regarding As I've Written, I'll do my utmost, and won't let these heroic deeds be buried by the stars. Oh, where are we teleporting now? Immortality. As I've written, storyteller. That day he left in disgrace, sparing thorns and apology. Today he returns, bathed in blood, triumphant. Kremnos is his homeland, lay in ruin, split asunder by blazing fire and at forged adamant. Yet today we shall not speak of the psychopomp of Idonia, but of Midamos, the backlit spirit warden, and bears the name Mide. The name Mide that signifies a foe no multitude could withstand, as well a foe who none come 1,000 can overcome. Woo! Agreeable spectator. All right, all right. The wind tore through the banners, and the rain down on the remnants of the army. Across the plain rose cries of sorrow, yet only the roar of the lion was heard. And you ask, what manner of man was this Mide? He was the crown prince of Kremnos, cast off by his father, and drifting for those years upon the sea of souls, where he was forged an indestructible body. Summoned by the 1,000-faced matriarch, he threw himself into the great cause of the flame chase. Thereafter he hewed down the black tide, passed the trial, drank the crimson brew of blood, drove back the calamitous star of misfortune. He settled old grievances, guarded the holy city, reclaimed his sunken homeland, and ascended the agate throne. Now this epic, like a battle-hardened lion on its throne, Kremnos, his mighty name, shall echo through the ages. Yeah! Alright, alright. Through the countless cycles of upheaval, as I've written reveals the truth of Amphoreus. Want to know what happens next? Stay tuned for the next chapter. The part about Lord Finite is even better. Alright, we're going to Dreamflex Reef now. Hopefully this is going to be close to the end. Oh, we're putting flowers here again. Mika! Mikhail always welcomes visitors for those who lose their way. He never fails to point them in the right direction. There's no confusion in your expression. I'm guessing you're not here for answers. Completed a Trailblaze journey. I made unforgettable memories. I'm here to tell a story. That's right. Together with another author, I wrote a book about the Trailblaze journey. This time, I'm here to tell that story. I want to share this experience with those who came before. Alright, alright. Tell them what kind of story this really is. Yeah, so much happened in Amphoreus. How could I sum it up with just a few words? This story, I'm afraid, is going to take a while. Yeah, it's going to take a year. Start with the world of Amphoreus, a world where heroes rise, a world that never changed, a world that defies destiny. A world born of conspiracy and sin, yet burned alongside destruction, before the cold and heavy destiny did not fall. Destiny itself did. And now for the meaning of this journey. Let the closed world embrace the stars. Before your arrival, Amphoreus was virtually unknown. Thanks to the Express, it broke free from its cage and raced towards the stars. Trailblaze isn't about moving forward. It's also about the responsibility of connecting worlds. After this stop, you seem to better understand the conviction behind Akavili's departure. Did Mikhail feel the same way when he stayed in Penacony back then? Looks like this Trailblaze. Story I'll never forget. I've made up my mind. We start from the beginning. Spent countless moments in this dream within a dream. As the story ended, a certain emotion in your heart grew stronger, like a burning ember. News doesn't travel as fast in dreams. Every plot twisted in this story caught me completely off guard. Thanks. I guess that's all that needs to be said. I think Mikhail would be proud of you all. Alright, can we go to Clock Studios theme park and get a cartoon about it made? Oh, it's Robin. Not in the flesh. Journey against the destruction and the stories behind it should be known by more people. I know a few publishers who could make dream bubbles based on sample books and put them in the market in Penacony. However, as you know, Penacony is a realm wrapped in syrup. I worry that the epic tales of heroes might be too heavy for those living in dreams. All we can do is put it on a shelf. Whether it survives the competition, there are too many uncertainties. But I think, Can, you should follow what your heart tells you. People can only tell stories they truly believe in. Once you've made up your mind, see Dr. Edward. I'll convince Mr. Odie to help out. See you later. I was going to actually recommend talking to Dr. Edward as well. Penacony dreams must conform to reality. As I've written is no exception. Only you choose. Lucky for you, this is a dreamscape where the furniture can talk. Why not hear what they have to say? There's plenty of empty space. Ask the furniture for advice. Wall-mounted loudspeaker. A vase of flowers in it. Looks quite expensive. As you approach, a languid voice echoes from within. Dear Captain, do you remember me? I've been watching you for quite a while. Tell me your story and I'll teach you about niche art. As long as you immerse yourself in your own world, you won't get hurt. The vase is immersed in its own world, completely silent. The vintage dial phone stares at you, occasionally rolling its eyeballs like an owl. Captain, did you know that I wasn't always a dial phone? I used to be an owl. But I'm not an owl anymore. I'm a dial phone. Want to take a guess why? If you know, you know. If you don't, well, no amount of explaining will help. Riddlers need to get out of Penacony. You approach the control console, and the 4 control levers wriggle excitedly back and forth as if waving at you. Captain, look at me. I'm the control stick, and I'm an expert at controlling hearts. Trust me, just tweak the ending a tiny bit to make it less perfect, and people will absolutely go crazy for it. The control stick shakes, making loud creaking noises. You take the furniture's advice to heart, which provides practically zero guidance. It's like it's up to you to make the final verdict. After all, you're the one who lives through this story. Did I make some changes? As you know, nothing is taken seriously in Penacony. Even heroes' tales of blood and tears are just casual gossip over dinner. You remember Clocky, Brother Hanu, Miss Note? We're all living legends once. As I've written gets passed down, it'll be like that. I believe in Amphoreus. Yes, the answer was crystal clear from the start. The story of the 3 Nameless is the best proof of that, isn't it? Okay. How are we going to choose to do this? To Clock Studios theme park after Dr. Edward?
It's still early.
Syrup and honey brew. It's Dr. Edward's opinion. Love, friendship, rage, regret. Such a tiny dream bubble contains such complex emotions. It's like pouring a whole bottle of vodka into Dolium. Thank you for providing me the memories. Here's my verdict. It's bound to be a huge hit. Even if the results aren't what we expected, I can still have the heroes tap dance in the vortex of Genesis. That'll be just as big of a success. Ah, just kidding. Rest assured, I'm a professional dream bubble collector. I know what can and can't be successful. And so, as I've written, was published in Petacony. Oh, old Odie's talking now. Some guessed the alfalfa was behind it. And they weren't wrong. With such a big favor ready and for the taking, Why not use it? Let the young folks keep stirring things up. Who knows? Maybe they'll actually change the universe one day. I love old Odie. He's a great character.
You might want to check where you're standing.
Welcome to Dreamscape Sandstorm.
Just as I've written books out right next to him now. Look at the dream gifted by Ting Yun. I haven't done this yet?
Oh.
It's quite the dream. It's full of twists and turns with all the elements that will be buy back at a high price. Think about it. I'll let you know after I've seen it. Hard pass.
Close.
The usual dream bubble smoothly presents you with a myriad of scenes. However, you're very familiar with this dream. It's almost the same as your travels on the La Fu. The only difference is that the Foxy and Lady Ting Yun, who was traveling with you, never encountered the Lord Ravager. Instead, she helped you solve that crisis of her own free will. You have a similar memory. You decide to keep this dream. Oh, that's cute. That's basically what happens in the Myriad Celestia trailer for Hugh. Alright, next stop. Asta.
It's still early.
Yesterday and tomorrow.
Where to now?
Researchers are still as busy ever. Oh my god, it's the pause menu, Asta. Right, let's send the damaged ships to Pure Point to have the IPC foot the bill. Oh, if it isn't Can, perfect timing. Got good news and bad news. Which would you like to hear first? Bad news. Now that I think about it, starting with the bad news might be a bit too abrupt. I'll give you the good news first. Ah, shit. Remember that star knot I gave you? Good news is that I got one from a space pirate. But his fleet was dispatched to fight against the Iron Tomb, and that star knot was destroyed. I have reposted my purchase order, but it'll be tough to find another seller anytime soon for a ship of that size. Actually, I'm here for Iron Tomb 2. Recounted the story behind it as I've written in the current state of Amphoreus. I have to say, this idea is way more interesting than the research project. It's a shame that you don't need funding, or I'd definitely invest a few 100 million credits. I took an elective called History of Frontier Planets back in my student days. The professor warned us on the first day not to take everything at face value. Many worlds add exaggerated elements to their local hero legends, claiming that their ancestors' bloodlines are inherited from some aeon, eventually having an extraordinary origin story that became quite the trend. Don't say. Every planet we've been on has had people that descended directly from an aeon. Except Penacony, I guess. But isn't that how stories work? When enough people believe in them, they gradually become reality. I'll get as I've written added to the space station's required reading list. The researchers may not be interested in mythology, but once they hear it's Madame Herta's project, they'll be as excited as Peppy seeing a spacesuit. I love that dog. Speaking of which, where is Herta? Madame Herta has overexerted herself. Still needs some time to recover. Who said that? A mere Lord Ravager isn't enough to make me overexert myself. I just wasn't online, that's all. The IPC keeps pestering me about forming some alliance. Got tired of their nagging. I just turned on auto-answering mode. Alright, Canned, I've got some good news. After Iron Tomb fell, the scepter was ruined, but Screwy and I managed to salvage the majority of the data. Ooh, that is good news! They are crucial for the newborn Amphoreus. Well, let's call it that for now. If things go smoothly, the world's evolution can skip the inorganic life phase and take a big step forward. Besides the last extrapolation record, the one when you acted as the world-bearing Titan is crucial. Trailblaze will replace the destruction and purify this world. Screwy has signed a special agreement with the IPC. They will closely monitor the state of Amphoreus for a while. What happened to Cyrene? Ooh, she's not going to tell us, is she? As the heart of the scepter, she too filled the cosmos in the instant the Iron Tomb swept across all of existence. She became the memories of the stars. The surging imagery energy enabled her to create a miracle. With her self-remembrance as the cradle, she closed the cycle of causality in Amphoreus, making a world emerge from the memory zone. Of course, I know you just want to hear the outcome. Let me put it this way. She's just sleeping. Maybe she'll open her eyes again as a pink memo sprite and once again embark on a journey to meet you. But that had already happened in the past, in her subjective time. Everything has become eternal. She was smiling when she left you, so don't be sad. She'd tell you the same if she were here. How long until the new Amphoreus is born? I can't make any promises. That planet will gradually become how you remember it to be, but no one can tell when that'll be. It might take 1,000 Amber Eras, or it might take a year or two. The only thing for certain is that what you are doing will surely hasten its growth. My advice is continue the journey, be prepared for the worst. If you keep hope in your heart, you know that there's one thing the world of Amphoreus isn't short of. It's miracles. So what is the prime mover of life? Fury and I have reached a consensus on that. Regrettably, the answer given by the scepter is indeed destruction. You can find a more detailed discussion in the database. I did read that. We read that on stream. But that's not Amphoreus' answer, and I don't imagine it's yours either. I have my own insights on this, which I've written in the annotations. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, you can make your own research topic. I don't have any other questions. Then I'll disconnect for now. Got lots of stuff to deal with. Herta, signing off. Madam Herta has actually been thinking about Amphoreus all this time. The last time she could stop talking about something was when we contained a Stellaron. Leave as I've written to us. I'll contact you again when we have news. Well, this certainly adds some time to the mission. At last, your journey of sowing has reached its end. You return to the Astral Express. Looking back, the Amphoreus you spoke of has taken root deep across the universe, quietly awaiting the day it will sprout. Perhaps this is the final step of Genesis. Hi, March. What are you spacing out for? They framed that to make you think it was Cyrene, but I could tell instantly it was March. Oh, okay, it's you guys. Finish your missions too? Of course, after all, we three trailblazed through Amphoreus together. I ran my heart out for this. Received a message from March when I was leaving Thalassa, but I came back with her. She ran into some trouble on Calcis. Yeah. Don't even get me started. I'm already shy as it is. And then the Synthesia beacon had to break down. Thank goodness Down Hung can speak the Khaleesi language. I also discovered a new species resembling chimeras on Spindle 3. There were no prior records of it. Does that mean there could be planets completely filled with Dromuses? Let's wait for Himiko and Mr. Yang to come back before we do a full debrief. You should rest for now. And you look tired. Yeah, see you in a bit then. That's actually mentioned in As I've Written if you read Don Hung's 5th chapter. He mentions that he finds species on other planets and adds it to the databank. Which means that the 5th chapters on some of these As I've Written stories take place after 3.7's story. The world has never been so quiet. It is as you thought. You can hear the sound of heartbeats. This is the final stroke of your right for Amphoreus. Only fate knows when it will respond. Why is it fading to black? You know, whether it is tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. They are all... Oh, I couldn't read that. It was going by too fast. Uh-oh.
Stay strong. Eyes forward. Always.
Always. I wonder how many people actually did this quest.
See you tomorrow, Amphoreus.
See you tomorrow. An eternal page. Well, that added to the mission a significant amount of length. I'm probably going to chop this up into 4 videos now. I was originally going to do 333, with each of them being about 3 or some change hours. Oh, we unlocked Bam! But that was indeed absurd. Got so many achievements along the way. Yesterday and tomorrow, after bidding farewell to Amphoreus, return to the Master Control Zone of the Herta Space Station. Syrup a honey brew. After bidding farewell to Amphoreus, return to Paniconi's Golden Hour. Immortality and Origination. After bidding farewell to Amphoreus, return to the Central Star Skiff Haven of Sanjo Lafu. Frost and Flame. After bidding farewell to Amphoreus, return to Urillo 6, Administrative District. Well, we have been streaming for 3.5 hours and some change. I only planned to stream for about an hour and a half to 2, because I expected to do As I've Written and read through all the computer files. I didn't expect to get a second mission labeled As I've Written. So, I'm gonna probably not stream next week so that I can spend more time editing and working on school projects. But after Thanksgiving, and hopefully by the end of this month, I will be fully caught up on all my editing and have all of these videos out, including all of Luna 2 and Genshin, and all of 3.7 and Honkai Star Rail. Next time that we stream Star Rail, we'll check out Currency Wars, and then the Snack Dash. We'll probably, in one of those streams, we'll probably do some Hyacinth pulls. But until then, stay safe, and I will see you all in the next whatever I am. And if you want to stay up to date on what that is and where it is, well, then you better join the Discord, because that's where I keep everybody posted about news related to what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. That's it.